Boom. Hello, everybody.
Oh, wow.
We're here. We're live. Very quickly, I'm going to
Hello.
check the map layout. Like, looks all good. Let's go to the cameras only section. And we're here. We're ready. Welcome, everybody. Whether you're watching on Twitch or YouTube or wherever else you might be pirating this down from. Who knows? Maybe this is like being uploaded on Vimeo by some other random person. We're back with Shiny Boys session 23. Some more chaos and fun times await. Now, to get right into it, I'd like everybody to roll some Oh, wait, actually, no. Before we do.
Oh my gosh.
Forgot. Since we're going to be using maps in this session, I'm going to give a shout out to, I still don't know how to pronounce this, Chet and Peku on patreon.com because they provided the maps, all of them except one that I'll be using, if we do use any. They just require that I give them a shout out at the start of every stream, so since we're going to probably be using them, just shout out right there. Go check them out at patreon.com/CZEPEKU. If you want to use these maps for yourself and support them, please do. Now, I'd like you all to roll some recap rolls for me. The closest
I
to
rolled a 5.
10.
I rolled a 5.
Not me too.
Ooh, okay.
Good start for these dice.
What's the number we were aiming for?
10.
Oh. It's a 19.
Oh, okay. So Emma's looking like...
Got an 18.
Fuck.
So
Alright.
Emma, recap.
Emma, it's you.
Oh, no. Yep. Let me go and find my notes. If I have any left. I'm sure I do. I've just scrolled past a note on my iPad that says Zuko, Percy Jackson, and Cedric Diggory, and I have no idea why.
Is that for the 6th fan arts thing?
Oh, it is! Yes, I never did that. Okay. Where are we? That's... Gosh, where is it? How long ago did we do this?
2 weeks ago. Actually, no, it was longer than
It's
2
just
weeks ago,
over.
right? Because we did it on a
Webcam as
Wednesday.
well now. Let
Ah.
me turn that thing on.
Show us, Quinny.
You can 5. Please start you can.
Legit one disaster after another.
Queen.
Yeah, but did you also get this one from maybe AliExpress?
Oh my god.
Yes. Oh wait,
Oh
it's
my
because it wasn't plugged in. Lol, my bad.
This is great.
Okay, I found my notes.
That was such a good build-up. I'm gonna turn my webcam on, everybody, for the first time in like 15 sessions. Welcome to UCam.
Make him wait for it.
I'm ready to wait for it.
Okay, Quinny, if you go to your Discord settings, if you press on your little user gear, and then you go to voice and video, go to your video settings, it should show what camera you have selected.
Okay.
Make sure it's not selecting
Let's test my...
UCam or
Oh
whatever
no,
it
it's
is.
working now. Yeah, it's
Oh.
working.
Oh?
I think.
Quinny!
Oh my
Oh.
god, Quinny!
Oh
Hello!
my gosh.
This is
It's
weird.
really space.
It's been
Hello!
1,000 years!
I feel
It's
like it's
been-
been
What?
forever
What are all those
since you-
books and folders on your desk?
Shush. Those are my law notes. I don't need
my
them
God.
anymore.
Oh god.
Dude, this also, the squad is back in full swing.
Okay, yep. I'm back in full swing.
Oh my god.
It's your team lab thing in the background.
Oh yes, the demon.
Yeah.
Oh, and is that your Bleach or Naruto? I have that too!
Yeah.
Oh, it's up in my room at home from our last date in Tokyo.
Oh wait, I
Yeah.
just realized my stream is set to the wrong session. We're actually on session 23, not 22. I hope I said the right one. Update.
Oh, but I've been feeling 22. I don't know about you guys, but...
Alright.
Also, lol, the page of notes I thought were my notes aren't my notes. So we're winging it. Are you ready?
Good luck.
Yes.
Anybody can help out if you like.
So, the session began.
It did. I can confirm at least that much.
I know the important things that happened. For example, we went and investigated the sewers, and we got a book. And
Yes.
then, I have that book.
Mhm.
And then we decided, after many, many, many attempts of figuring out exactly how we were going to get there, to sneakily use the teleportation circle in the palace to get to the Feywild. Didn't actually get to the Feywild. In between all of this, there was also a party, which Core went to, and after that we had a long conversation about plans, and I did something. but
I rolled
can't
a
remember what it
23
was.
on my conversation.
Yes, you did. You had a nice long conversation.
Yes, queen.
Yup. And I went and I did something by myself and I forgot what it was.
You went and
That
did.
was
Oh,
great,
wait,
Emma.
I went to have a conversation with Tamar, right?
Yes.
Maybe?
This is the one where he floated away, wasn't it?
That was
Nope,
that was
that was the
Toast
last
Oh, that
again.
was the session before. Oh yeah. You're right.
Aylin, save me.
I love
Uh,
that's good.
I'm pretty sure I just went
It
with
was a
Tamar.
lot of planning the session,
Yeah.
and there was some drinking involved.
Some
Avros
darts.
can't hold his alcohol. Yeah, some darts. That was fun. Yay, proficiency.
Mm.
We
Well, I
found
wasn't
out
there.
lore. No,
Oh yeah.
Jade was not up for going drinking, so
I just stay back. I just went to bed, right?
No, you had an adventure with Baron. Don't you remember?
yeah, Baron Baron was
Oh my gosh,
convinced
I
to
remember,
go
I
and
remember.
talk to
Baron
Eldra.
and
We
Jade.
went and talked to the yes, I remember now.
Yeah.
We went and we talked to the princess and we got her to get us into the teleportation circle. And yes, that happened. And now we use the teleportation circle and now we're in some green place and there's some dude about to attack us.
And
with a tent.
Core was like, "We are falling, Featherfall."
Yes, also that. Boom.
Yeah,
There
pretty
you
much.
go, Thomas. Is that what you wanted?
For the most part, I will just like clarify that the area that you've fallen into, it is very green. There is an old man opposite you, a little bit
Yeah.
further away.
Sorry, I'm
Who's-
just trying to adjust my webcam. It's
I
kind
think we all
of
just had our cameras like this close.
yeah, dude. It's so close.
so
I'm trying
today-
to push it back.
Hello, everybody.
It's
Hey guys.
like
So,
magnifying me.
Okay.
do you like my Euro on Ice poster?
I'm gonna
See it
try
really
to
clearly now.
far back as possible.
Okay,
Fuck, this is why I shouldn't get my mic.
This is as far away as you can be.
so
Actually, that's a lot of terrible angles.
there's an old man there, but the mob that looks hostile specifically is a clay golem that's entered the area, who's noticed
Cool.
Yeah.
all of you.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm
You-
particularly affected because it reminds me of myself. A dark mirror.
You're a golem.
I'm a golem.
And you know what we're gonna do on the stream? I'm gonna. So I've posted, by the way, a reference of the map in the Discord server in the appropriate channel, which I just created because we don't know what this plane is. So it's there if you want like a reference for it.
Having a look.
I won't actually display like the stream layout thing in my webcam because that doesn't really work. It doesn't show it very well. I'm just gonna do my best to attempt to narrate it to you for anyone who can't open the stream at the same time or can't look at the thing in Discord or whatever. So I'll give you kind of an idea of where everybody is, how far from everything you are, and based on what you want to do, we can just like narrate the events to take place. Okay, so without further ado, let's switch over to this first. Oh, it works! The layout is... This layout only breaks if Emma switches off her webcam, because then that means one person disappears and there will be two of me. Which actually, wait, Emma, can you turn off your webcam for just one moment? I just want to see what happens, out of
I
curiosity.
want to see two of me.
I want to see too.
See, there's two of me, one Lily, one Aylin. Emma's turned thing off, and Quinny disappears in that situation. Okay, so now
Yes,
Cool, so I'll
yeah.
put that back on.
I've also mirrored it. It's weird. Okay.
That's so funny.
Alright, so
Oh, I can see the map really clearly on the stream. Like, really clearly.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
yeah, the stream is I'm streaming at a very high bit rate because internet from the gods.
I should probably
But-
open the stream.
But Discord
It's
just
really good for seeing the map.
Discord just like auto compresses everything, and I just can't stream with like a high quality for some reason. So it'll be there, but it's also in the Discord for anybody who wants a static map, and for anybody who doesn't
Thomas?
want you either. Describe everything.
Just so you know, it's still Disappointment Crew on the overlay.
Oh, okay. Thank you for okay.
Unless Neff, Bluey, Slayer, and Ulster are all about to fight this clay golem,
No, all right.
then
We are going to
Oh wait,
Might be a
mine
little
says
bit
Shiny
cheeky for
Boys.
them.
Oh
Interesting.
no, on the back.
yeah on
back
the
is
thing.
Princess.
Okay, we will very quickly. Okay, momentary technical difficulty. Let's just quickly switch this. Extension configuration loading. All right. Campaign selection. Shiny Boys. Loading. Save configuration.
Here's an epic tale.
All right. If I do this now.
Just prevail.
If you refresh the page, does it fix it? Does it fix it? That's the real question. Yep, okay. If you refresh the page, it'll show the correct campaign now. Thanks for letting me know, by the way. I didn't notice that.
I've got an ad.
That's okay.
Oh, thanks for the 2 cents.
Oh,
Wait,
Appreciate it.
Oh wait, I'll watch the ad if it comes on.
Can you chuck the link in here so I don't have to look it up?
Yep, I'll
I'm
send
doing
it to you over Messenger because I can't open Discord very easily.
Yep.
I'm doing it on Discord right now.
Cool, cool, cool.
It's in
Okay,
Discord.
sweet.
Oh,
Links
thank
everywhere.
you.
All right, so I'll very quickly show you the map. Actually, we'll do the. I'm gonna do the explaining first, and then we'll get it to the then we'll get to the finesse of this. So it looks to be about midday. The sky is clear and blue, although no sun shines here. Beneath you, the grass feels soft and gentle, growing peacefully among the foliage. Trees, bushes, and shrubbery line this outcropping you find yourselves in. A small watery pond before you, and then, well, hold on, let me just scroll up. With the, here we have this pond. Oh, look at that water. That's clear water. It's got some stuff in it though, but for the most part, this place looks very serene, very nice. Before you hear a thundering roar as the clay golem emerges and notices your presence, as well as the old man across the pond from you. Now, you can see over here. Oh, it's raining outside. Well, it's very ambient, although it's not raining in game. So here you can see this.
Is Aelin 2 dots for anyone else?
Yeah, he's 2 dots for me. Aelin. Aelin, no.
If he can still hear us, then maybe we should just continue. But if he can't, then I don't know.
I guess we'll just wait for the time being.
Or
Oh,
is it
no.
not?
This session is
Oh,
cursed, I think. Maybe just a little bit.
Technical difficulties in the session.
We
Oh,
continue.
There we
we're
go.
back. We're back.
Fine.
Okay.
Sorry. Wait, can y'all hear me now?
Yep,
Yeah.
all good.
And oh, okay, cool. My cam fixed.
Yep. Sweet. So, here, okay, so, to explain. You guys are all here. JBKV, so you can see where you're there on the map for anybody looking at this screen. There's a very crude-looking circle with a T in it. That's meant to be Tamar. I just put that in last minute. We've got another white circle over here. That's this old man that's been sitting, minding his own business by this tent until this clay golem emerged. This big red thing is this clay golem. Now, I would like all of you to roll some initiative rolls for me and tell me what you get. And a roll for
Okay.
Tamar as well.
That's fairly average.
I rolled pretty badly as well.
I'm a jade statue. My name is Jade.
5.
I am a statue. I rolled a
These
10 on the
dice-
dice. So
These dice are not going very well.
Okay, 5.
hang on, I need to open my character sheet. It's not-
I'm gonna open it on my iPad because then I can see it better.
I
18.
always have my iPad out here.
Nice. Oh my god,
So
Baron.
10 plus.
Plus.
It's still loading. 14.
14. Cool. And Vrudriti.
11.
11.
11.
Okay, so that means the order is going to be, let me just put it in here. Also gotta add the 2 dudes into initiative. And
Them
I'll just
do-
write Golem. So, we're gonna go. You.
Oh my god.
Then, oh my god.
Oh, I love seeing your face. I don't
Didn't
know. I'm just
you?
happy.
Didn't you?
It's also a relief not having that strange picture of your brother with the tape over.
Yeah. That's such a weird one. Alright, so, let's get right into it. So, you're all pretty far away at the moment, but we're gonna start off now. I'm gonna have to create different layers for you. We're gonna start off with Baron. You rolled the highest. You're the first in the initial order. What would you like to do? You're pretty far away. The golem is over 30 feet away from you, so you can approach it, as well as the old man. You guys, yeah. And you've got a pond in front of you, so the pond will count as since it's not a pond that's deep enough to swim in, it'll count as rough terrain, so your movement speed will be halved as long as you're over the top of the pond. The pond is about 5 feet, 10 feet in front of you, I guess if you count your own square. Well, it's 5 feet to get into the pond. You can go around if you'd like, or you can go straight through the pond if you'd like to advance that way. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna do something very weird. I'm gonna cast Conjure Animals.
Okay. What does that do?
So I can summon a few beasts, and I decide to summon one giant eagle.
Oh wow.
Wait, what? One giant eagle. How big is that?
I'm getting
Giant?
the stats for you, Thomas, by the way, so you don't have to stress.
I'm trying to look it up as well. Cause
Giant
I'm gonna
mob
drop them in the
D&D.
chat.
Second.
I'm dropping all of these animals into the chat.
Oh, okay,
so-
cool.
yeah, one giant eagle.
Wait,
Uh-huh.
which chat?
It's just coming.
One
Giant eagle?
Boom, okay, giant eagle. Large beast. Okay.
Yeah, and also one lion.
One large eagle. Oh my god, okay. And you can use these to attack.
Yes.
Also,
One
don't forget,
lion.
Jade, you've got Tiny Fury if you'd like to use them.
Yeah, and also they have to roll an
Yeah.
initiative.
They don't just join
they
you
have
in
to
your
roll
initiative?
No, it says that you have to roll initiative as a group, which has its own turns. Do
Oh,
I roll
well.
initiative, or
Yeah,
do you roll initiative?
No, I think that's just, they're on your turn. So your turn happens and then you get your beasts, right? Because that's like, you've rolled your initiative and that's like your group roll, I'm guessing, is how I'm interpreting it.
It says roll initiative for the summoned creatures as a group, which has its own
Yeah.
turn. So,
Yeah, so they
Okay,
the
yeah.
two creatures that you summoned will go together on the same initiative roll, but separate from yours. And the lion's just in the chat now. I almost sent the latest spice art that Lily and I have been working on. Just so you know the lengths I'm going through for this.
Oh my god. Thank you so much, Emma. Lion, large beast. Okay, cool. Oh man. Whew! You got a lot of mobs.
yeah. And then I tell them telepathically, attack that golem.
Alright,
Attack
so
that golem.
roll an initiative for me, like a group initiative.
Okay.
I'll create a new little ball here.
Can I also roll initiative for Tiny Fury?
Yeah, go for it.
Yay.
Hey, I got a nat 1.
14!
Okay,
So
14.
they probably go just ahead of me.
Okay, so I'll write TF will be in this order, 3.5. Baron?
I got a natural 1.
Oh.
So they're going at the very end of the initiative then, is that how this works?
Yes.
I'll just write Baron's Goons.
Yes, Baron's goons.
End. It's just at the very end of the initiative. Okay, and Tiny Fury is out. Oh man, okay.
Cool.
And I'm gonna make Tiny Fury like the smallest circle.
Yay. Thomas, did you ever send me the stats for Tiny Fury? Because it's not on our on our list, like
I
stuff.
did a while ago. I think I have them here. Let me just have a look.
Because the only ones that I have on hand are the adapted, like the additional things.
Yeah. Okay, that'll be helpful regardless. Let me just find your thing.
Thank you.
It's gonna be in your character notes. Here we go. I think I've got the modified versions here as well. So you get some modifications to hit points, +1 strength, +1 dex.
Yep, I've
and
got
you
that
get
written down.
the pounce ability.
Yep, I have that too.
I'm gonna send
But
you
can
like
you just-
a really shoddy photo of the stats
Thank
in
you.
Messenger because that's all I
That's
have
fine.
on hand.
Yep.
Okay, let me just open up Messenger. How you guys doing?
This is what real D&D is like.
You're gonna get all the mobs spawned in.
Don't worry, there's more where that came from.
Can't wait.
Let's see, Emma,
Got
where
more
are you? You're over here. Send photo. Boom. Ignore my little notations. I think are like all the modifications.
Thank you.
It's like your hit points now are either. I think you rolled them, right? So you got an extra. You have 8 hit points total.
8 hit points. Okay, maybe I won't put him out there. Yeah. Okay, I might think about that again. But yeah, sure. Cool.
Me with Shu every game.
No, I'm determined to like give it a go.
I believe. All right.
Yeah.
So okay, Baron, that's your turn done. Then is there anything you want to do? Do you want to move? Do you want to do anything like that?
Let me just look at the map.
Because you're pretty far away, so you still have like a lot of room to move if you'd like to move close to the mob or do anything of that nature.
I would like to hide behind a tree.
Okay, you got trees to your left and to your right, for the most part. And
Yeah.
you got like a few behind you. They're both about like, what is it, maybe 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. You can just barely get to like the trees like to like behind you to the right, I guess.
Okay, I'll go to the right and stand behind a tree.
Alright. Let's make Baron certain layer. Move somewhere over here. You are standing behind a tree. You are down here now. You're just chilling out. Alright, cool.
Wait. Yeah.
Alright. With that out of the way, as long as if that's like somewhere where you want to stand, you're hiding for the most part. Roll. No. Okay, we'll come back to you. Now, keep in mind that the clay golem has noticed you, so he can see you moving around. Just a heads up. But you're kind of sheltering yourself at this point. So now, next in the order, we'll move to Tamar. What is Tamar going to do? I think he's just going to move. Tamar is ready to fight. He's kind of strong, so he's going to try and move like around the pond towards like the clay golem, so off to the side. So he's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 feet of movement. He's just going to use his turn to dash, and that's it. With his turn over, we're going to move on to Jade. What would you like to do?
Can I reach the golem?
Depends.
30 feet, right?
It's over 30 feet from you, so the golem is...
Okay, I have 40 foot of movement. 45 foot of movement.
You still can't reach it, but you can get a lot closer. It's like it's over 60 feet away from you currently. Like
I
as
see.
a direct
Okay.
path.
Guys, I just want to say my internet keeps freaking out and lagging all of you. So if I disappear, it might be for a while because I need to fix the internet.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, that's fine.
Lily!
Good
This
luck.
is a cursed session, Thomas. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
I don't usually
Pray
have
for
this.
tomorrow.
Hey, look, we're all here together. We're having a good time. All right, this is what
I love
this is
it.
what it's all about.
Yep, exactly. Okay, then I am going to not do what I was initially planning on.
Mhm.
I will. Oh, wait! Oh my god! Oh, I love being a freaking monk. Okay, step of the wind. I'm gonna dash up to it, so I'm right in front of it. 90 foot of movement, bonus action.
Oh my god! So you want to be like right in front of it?
I'm all powerful.
All right.
Yes.
Do you want to go?
Yes.
Okay, so you have a choice of either going straight through the pond. Actually, that's going to take up way more movement. So I'll let you go around then. If you want to like.
If my aim is to get right up to him, can I still do it if I go over the pond? Because I have this beautiful image of me like walking across the water like in Naruto.
We can try it. It'll just take 10 feet of movement for every 5 feet that you would take normally, just because of the terrain. But we can try it.
Fine, it's okay. It's okay. No, I'll go around. That's for another day. I know I can do it.
All right.
in my
Okay. Okay.
mind. So,
Do you want to go around the left side or the right side?
I'll go around the right side.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70,
90
75,
movement.
80, 85, 90. So you are now
Am I-
still not quite there. You're still 5, 10, 15.
Okay, well, if I'd gone as
It's pretty. So it's like 150 feet away from you, right? I guess.
I can't. Yeah, I can't see the.
But
Wait, can you? You know, diagonally is also. Okay. You don't have to like move in an L shape. You can go.
Oh,
diagonally
okay, yeah,
across
okay. If we're doing it that
as
way,
well. Because
let's just
I mean that's how we do it in my other games. But if that's not how we do it in this game, then
no, we can do it that way. Just because we don't have hex
Okay.
grids. Normally I'd do that. So if we just move diagonally like this way, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. You're a bit closer. You're like within 5, 10, 15. You're within 20 feet of it. It is.
so annoying. Okay.
It's 15
All right.
feet
Then
away
if
from
that's
you.
the case, then what I think I will do is I'll have stopped a little bit further back, so maybe about 30 feet away.
Okay. I'll
Um,
stop you like over
because
here.
I don't want to be like
10, 15,
Oh,
20,
actually, no.
25, 30.
Jade's a brave.
yeah.
So 30
because
feet away?
I don't want to have. Oh wait, no, I can do this with 20 feet. With 20 feet, I can still do darts, so I'll throw 2 darts.
Okay. Ooh, okay, go
and-
for it.
I was just thinking if I did 20 feet, then it was disadvantage, but it's not disadvantage. That's the closest I can possibly be. So I'll stay at 20 feet,
Okay.
and I have to roll 2 attacks. Oh fucking hell! I'm not good at darts. Good thing I didn't go to that bar.
You get
So-
trained by Verdridi in the art of dart. In the darts.
Okay, so it's a 12. No, a 13 for one, and a 17 for the other.
The second hits, the first misses. So as you throw your 2 darts, just because you're so close and you're like on the precipice of just being too close to this mob, that kind of throws you off just a little bit because you haven't thrown at such a range before, maybe. So the first one is
Yep.
kind of like a test throw, and you just barely miss the clay golem. Very close. Just
Okay.
barely miss. The second one hits it right where you're aiming for.
6 points of damage.
6 points
It's
of
not a
damage.
lot, but I'm right. But I'm up to it.
Fine.
And I've got a lot of HP. I don't want it to hit the others. If it can focus on me, then that's
Also, you know what's
better
crazy?
than it hitting Baron.
As like,
39.
as like a fun little tidbit, the HP for the mob. You know how the HP in like the books they tell you like, oh, it's got this many hit points, but you can roll them as well. And tells you how to roll them. I rolled the HP for this clay golem, and it ended up being exactly what its HP was written down as, which is crazy. It's like all these
That's
different
so funny.
numbers. I don't know.
Bad.
Like when I did that on my own, I was like, what? But
I
nobody was
never
like, see it.
roll HP for monsters unless it's a monster that I've made, just because it's like so many numbers already.
Like rolling
for
the
doing the
T-Rex
actual
hit
thing.
points.
I just like rolling my little rocks here. I just like any excuse to make them go wee is like fun.
Thomas, you only have 2 sets of rocks. It'll take ages.
I might buy a third set one day, maybe like 10 years time. That's my goal.
You told me not to buy you dice for your birthday. I was like,
Yeah, please don't.
I'm buying you dice for your birthday.
But what we
stop
should
me.
do is we
Howard.
should oh my god, we should go like dice shopping in person or something. Have a look.
every time we go dice shopping in person, I buy dice. And you don't buy dice. So anyone who's going dice shopping with Thomas, be warned.
I'm really like, I don't know. I have a problem with like picking up anything on the. I have to go like 10 times before I'm like, okay, I'll pick one up.
It's very frustrating.
Yeah. I'm a nightmare to shop with. My mum always liked
Can't
shopping with me
relate.
because I would browse for everything and not buy anything. She was like, "You're so easy to shop for. You never pick anything." But anyway,
You never pick any box.
with that, would you like Tiny Fury to do anything as well? Because you have Tiny Fury in the initiative as well.
Tiny Fury is with me, but they have. I would have like popped him down on the floor,
Okay.
and I'll look at him and be like, "You can do it." Give him the thumbs up. But just you can't do it yet because you're not close enough.
Okay. If you're popping him down on the floor, you can. Do you want to pop him down in front of you, towards the monster, to the right of you, a little bit further from the monster,
To the
or
right of
behind?
me.
To the right of you. Okay, cool.
To the right of me.
Taking up this. He's the smallest little circle. He's looking up at you with his with
Yay.
the biggest of little eyes, the littlest of big eyes you've ever seen.
Oh, I shouldn't be doing this. This is still a child tiger.
All right.
Hey,
Wait,
look,
it's so
Tiger
far
King,
away.
they get big quick.
The next one in the initiative is gonna be the big boy, our golem friend, the clay golem. I was gonna call him the Coles golem for some reason. I don't know.
He's called Cole from now on.
Freudian slip.
Okay.
Cole the clay golem.
Oh, okay.
Clay would also be a great name for
Oh,
a D&D character. Maybe I should do that.
So this big boy, it looks Jade. This like looks kind of similar to like the statues that you've seen in your temple in certain aspects,
Yes.
but also very different in other ways. I mean, this whole kind of surrounding especially for Core and for Jade, who would have been here in person, or been to Jade's temple in person. This kind of all feels very familiar, and yet very like artificial and different in a very sort of in a strange sort of way, as if somebody like sort of recreated the landscape around where that temple would have been. That's kind of what you get the feeling of. Same with these golems; they kind of look very similar in the sense that they're like these humanoid figures that look like they've been carved out of clay or stone. But again, they don't really exactly match any of the types of like golems that would have been around in the area that you're from. Not that
Okay.
there were necessarily any.
I was
either.
going to ask if I... Yeah. Cool,
But-
cool.
But yeah, so there's that sort of a eerie similarity. With that, Clay Golem kind of looks around, having noticed that it was initially kind of charging towards the frail old man by the campfire, who looks pretty terrified.
No.
But now it's seen that it's been hit by you, it's gonna move towards you. So it's gonna move closer. It's gonna use its movement. How much of it does
Yep.
it actually have? Oh, this Clay Golem is not very fast. It's gonna move. Let's say maybe. Wait, hold on. Let me just. Okay. What
God,
is
it's
it
really
gonna?
big, isn't it?
It's pretty
Oh,
big.
no.
It's big. It's a big boy.
Low dex.
Ooh.
That's what I'm thinking.
Ooh. Okay,
It's
so
that big. Its dex is going to be real low.
okay, it's gonna
Okay,
move.
on the
It's
ground.
gonna move close to you. It's gonna move 5,
Uh-huh.
10, 15 feet of movement, and it's right near you and Tiny Fury. It's looking you both in the face, and it's going to attempt.
Thomas, you better fucking not, or I will
Now you know
kill
how we
your
feel.
mother
Do it.
tomorrow.
It's looking pretty menacingly at you, having thrown the dart. It's for the most part hasn't noticed Tiny Fury because Tiny Fury hasn't done all that much, and Tiny Fury is very tiny, and this golem is very big.
Wise choice.
Until it does, and it's gonna attack Tiny Fury. No, okay, I'm not gonna do that. Not yet. Wait, we'll see. We'll see what you do. We'll see what you do. It's going to attempt to multi-attack you, Jade.
Cool.
So it's gonna make two attack rolls.
High-ish AC.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Doesn't it? Oh my god, that's disgusting.
Oh no.
Does a 21 hit?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
AC is 17.
Oof. That means it misses the second one. So it does its first one, and it's going to attempt to do... Well, actually, it can only make one type of multi-attack. It's going to attempt to slam you twice.
Cool.
So, since it only managed to hit one, it just misses the second one. Its reach is 5 feet, so it has to be right near you. And it's going to roll a lot of... Oh, there's a lot of damage. I have to get my d10s out. Oops. Okay. Could be a lot of bludgeoning damage.
Maybe
Are you
you
ready?
have to have that talk with Core Jade in the end.
Oh, okay, it rolled really badly. That's only 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Really?
Yep, it rolled really badly. In its attack, at least.
Interesting. Okay.
That's almost the worst it could have rolled, actually, hypothetically. Whew, man, okay. So,
Does that mean it could have rolled 80 damage?
Damage.
I can't tell you how much damage it'll do, but that's like, it was very, very bad.
I don't want to touch it.
Anyway, those two slam attacks, it slams you the first time. It slams down both its fists right onto the ground nearby.
I just jump back. Get clipped. Ugh.
You get clipped. And as you do that, it attempts to do another one right after, immediately, without having really noticed that you've moved after getting hit by the first one. And it smashes the ground. The ground rumbles. Tiny Fury is being shook by the very floor standing on. And it misses the second one. And with that, the clay golem's turn is going to come to an end. It is now within 5 feet of you.
Cool. Yes, exactly where I want it to be.
Now we move on to Core. What would you like to do?
Cool. How far away is that thing? 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, I think I can hit it. I'm going to use 30 feet of my movement to run diagonally to the right, if
Yep.
that's okay.
Sure. Let's just separate you from Virginia on the sheet. Control X, Control V. Okay.
I can't open the stream, so I can't actually see the live movements, but I'm
I'm watching it happen.
That's all good. Okay, so 30 feet of movement up to the right. You're avoiding the pond.
Yeah.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Well, actually, that's Tamar. 30. You're in front of Tamar.
Okay. Wait, where'd Tamar go?
Tamar is...
Tamar is to the right behind you.
Why? Okay, anyway. I'm going to cast Firebolt on the golem.
Okay, what's the range of Firebolt?
120 feet.
That will definitely reach. Alright, cool.
Okay. I get to roll that.
Roll it.
Woo! Hey, that's more like it. 15 plus 6 is 21 to hit.
That hits the clay golem.
That's a D10, yes. I know my D&D dice. That's a D10. Oi! That is 15 points of damage.
Oof. Beefy. Okay. You watch as your firebolt...
It's a cantrip.
You watch as your firebolt makes its way across the forested area that you stand in. And you watch as it like lights up the flame golem? The clay golem. It's gonna become a flame golem in just a moment. And it melts away a bit of its clay flesh. As it does 15 points of damage. Oof. Oh, what kind of damage is that?
Fire.
Fire. Cool. Okay. So that's gonna go down.
It's vulnerable to something. What is it?
That's what you might think. What is this math? Okay. Is that right? Yes. Cool. Alright. With that, we're going to move on to the final person in the initiative, which is the old man who gets up from the log that he was sitting on.
Dredgy hasn't gone.
Oh, wait, Dredgy hasn't gone?
Yeah. She should have gone before.
Oh, right. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I didn't put a number here. Okay, hold on.
Dreedy, you don't get a turn, okay?
Okay, Dreedy.
Okay, I guess Jill doesn't get healing then. Oops.
Alright, sorry. My bad. That was entirely my fault. For Dreedy, we're gonna rewind a little bit and then we'll play out Core's turn the same way. Unless Core wants to do something different.
I can go after Core, that's fine. I will take healer initiative.
Healer initiative. If you'd like to go after Core in the initiative, then I don't mind.
Hold turn until Core does something.
Okay. So, yeah. All good. I'm gonna make this 5.5. Vidri, you're up. What would you like to do?
I would like to get within 60 feet of Jade, which I guess which means I will take my action to dash.
So is that for 60 feet of movement?
Yep. And then I will use my bonus action
25, 30,
to summon
30, 40,
a healing
45,
spirit.
50, 55, 60. Okay, you are within 15 feet of Jade. And you're summoning a healing spirit?
Yep, I'm summoning a healing spirit on Jade.
Okay, so what does that do? What does that look like?
Basically, it looks like if Drudy were a whole dryad and made out of moonlight.
Ooh, okay. And that's like a mob that takes up space as well. Okay.
Yes, it does take up a space, which is important to know because if Jade starts his turn there, or it's moved on to whoever it moves on to is going to take 2d6 healing, and if anybody starts their turn in its space, will also take 2d6 of healing.
Oh, okay.
So it's like Moonbeam, but healing.
Oh, I get you. Okay. It's 2d6 healing every turn, is that?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And Jade takes back 11.
Yeah, I'm back, baby.
Nice, okay. Look, he was a little bit worried there. Alright. Is that it?
You should be
It
for
was
your golem.
If there's nothing else you want to do on your turn, in that case, then we'll
Nope.
move on to Core.
Action, bonus action, movement.
Nice. Okay. Core, is there anything you want to change about your turn?
No.
No? Okay, cool. Core, your turn plays out. You cast Fireball right over the heads of Rodridi and Jade, and it lights the golem aflame and does a lot of damage. It melts it just a little bit, and you notice that happening. Now, with the last person in initiative, the old man gets up. Deja vu, we'll play this scene out again. He gets up from his little stump, and let's see, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna try to do?
Cower in fear.
Cower in fear. He looks like he's mad. He's angry.
Oh,
he's ready for
interesting.
some sort of fight.
Oh, he's a barbarian.
Maybe not that
Barbarian
kind of
old
fight.
man.
But he's just gonna stand in place, and he's gonna take a leaf out of Cora's book, and he's gonna cast a fireball as
Cole, he
well.
stole your leaf!
He's gonna cast a fireball from where he's standing. And it emerges from his hand and makes its way. Now, let's have a look how this exactly works.
I just
Okay.
came up with the greatest concept ever, but I'm going to tell it to you once you've told me what happens.
Okay, so it has to make a dex save. Let's see. Where is my clay golem stats? Its dex. Oh, its dex is bad. Fails. It's gonna take quite a lot of damage. That's a lot of d6s. Okay, I'm gonna roll them 3 at a time because I have 3.
Cantrip.
No, not a cantrip. This is not the cantrip one. This is fireball.
Wait, that means
Fireball! Oh, that's a ranged attack. I'm within 5 feet of it, dude.
Yeah,
I've
but
got to roll 2.
no, but he can cast it so that it doesn't hit the. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Ooh.
Okay, I'm rolling it.
You gotta roll.
Yeah, it's probably not enough. 15.
Yep, you're good.
Okay. So I take half.
Yeah, you just take half.
Thanks, Thomas. I like you too.
We love Fireball.
Alright, so that's good.
Tiny Fury!
Tiny Fury is out of range, I think.
No, he's not.
Is he not? 5, 10. Oh, no.
Too late.
Oof.
Fuck
Okay.
you,
It's a
Thomas.
Point, right?
Fuck you so hard.
He can't see Tiny Fury. He actually can't see you from where he's standing either.
It's not that kind of spell, dude.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Uh-huh.
indiscriminate.
It doesn't discriminate. It's true.
Emma knows the spell well.
Let's roll.
Death doesn't discriminate.
Okay.
It takes and it
That's-
takes and it takes. So, yeah, Tiny Fury rolls a. Well, is he proficient in dex saves?
Tiny Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can say it's proficient in dex saves.
17.
17, it saves. So you're gonna take
Still.
half the amount of damage, which is gonna be. You have to roll
Oh dear.
one more dice.
It just takes like 2 dice to kill Tiny Fury. Well,
Okay.
I broke
3.
this open too quick.
One more dice. Oh my god.
I mean, he's dead. So
That's gonna be.
Doesn't Tiny Fury get death saves though?
Yeah.
Well,
Thomas.
we have to
If it's
wait for the
less than
damage
half.
and half of it. Alright? So that firebolt didn't do very much. And I think half of it might actually just barely be okay. Maybe, but we'll see. I don't actually know what Tiny Fury's stats are off by heart. That's gonna be
Just tell me what the damage is.
20 damage.
He's dead.
He's dead. He's down.
Proper
Tiny
dead,
Fury
because
gets
that's double his
caught in the
HP.
blaze.
No, he's proper dead because that's double his HP. So
No, but he only takes half because he succeeded on the dex save.
is half of it 20 or is half of it 10?
Half of it is 10, 20 is the total amount of damage.
Okay. And he is dead.
Just barely. So Tiny Fury gets caught in the crossfire of the bolt as it hits the
Quinny,
clay
stop
golem.
laughing!
My god, Quiddy.
I'm laughing at Quinny.
It hits you, it is Tiny Fury. Both of you only take half damage, so you each only take 10. You
Yeah, it doesn't
withstand
matter.
it.
He's still
Zero,
dead.
Emma. Open
Tiny
the
Fury
strong
does not.
zero.
I have one in the fridge, but I've got to finish it
Enough.
first. No.
Okay. And with that, the old man's turn is over.
Kill
Joe
all
turns his attention on the old man.
And now we restart the initiative order.
Wait, no, my goons.
Oh wait, your
Yeah.
goons, they're at the end. Yeah, I just wrote end at the end. Okay. Your goons. Alright, what would you like your goons to do? They're both here.
So I would like my lion. Wait, how far are they? Like, can I get a guesstimate of how
They're-
far they are?
They are over 100 feet away.
Okay. I get giant eagle to fly 80 feet
Okay. In which direction? Towards the golem?
towards the golem, and I get the lion to also run towards the golem using
Okay.
his 50 foot of movement.
I'll do the eagle first. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 55. You can get like right up to it.
Then what about? Does it come up to like 80?
The line? Are you talking about now?
Yeah, as in like, can he reach it with 80 feet of movement?
Let's find out. Do you want to go through the water or around the pond?
He's flying, so it doesn't matter.
The lion?
Oh no, the eagle.
Oh, the eagle is like right up against the clay golem. The eagle is within 5 feet, like a 5 foot
Okay,
range.
I would like the eagle to do a super attack.
Okay.
So he's gonna do a multi-attack.
Mhm.
One with its beak and one with its talons. So I'm gonna roll to hit. Ooh! So the first one was a 24 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, so let me open up the stats again.
Oof.
Aelin, I got it. Aelin, have you seen Jimmy's tweet about his Animal Crossing house?
Okay,
I gotta send it to you.
that's 6 points of piercing damage
Oof.
with its
Okay.
beak. And the second attack, is 21 to hit.
Yep, that hits as well.
For 2d6 plus 3. Okay. 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Oof.
Yeah.
It's not looking good, boys. It's going down. It's slowly but surely. Still looks like
Okay.
it's better than it isn't, but
How many points of
getting-
damage do you say?
14 altogether from my
14.
eagle.
all
I'm
right.
gonna take it out. I'm gonna take it out in one fucking round. Watch me.
Yeah, and the lion's just gonna walk around the water because he doesn't like swimming. I don't know.
All right. Cool. How many feet of movement does he have?
50.
50. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Did you say 50?
Yeah, 50.
All right. So he's within 5 feet or 10 within 10 feet of Verdridi, 5 feet behind Verdridi.
Oh, fuck yeah, he can attack Vidridi then. Yay!
All right. Roll to attack. No. unless you want to really do that.
No, that's
All right.
he's gonna stand behind Dreedy.
All right. So
Cool.
with the goons' turns out of the way, we'll move back to the top of the initiative order.
Moi, it's me,
It's
still.
you, Baron.
Okay.
You guys are all after each other.
So the dart is embedded into the golem, yes?
Yes, there is one dart embedded into the golem. Yeah.
I'm gonna walk out of my bushes, walk towards the golem so that I'm 60 feet away.
Wait, how many
So-
feet of movement do you have?
Chotomate. I got 30 feet.
30 feet. You can. How many feet? You're gonna be like really far away from it, regardless.
Oh no, heat metal is 60 feet. So I'm just gonna go to
Okay, we'll
around
move you-
where
Yeah.
like
yeah.
core or Tamar is, like
Okay.
close to that.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You can get right next to Tamar. And you
Yeah.
are now 5, 10, 15, 25. Wait, sorry. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Yeah, you're within 60 feet of the golem.
Okay, I'm going to cast heat metal
Okay.
on the darts.
Ooh, alright.
So what
Good
that
bit.
does, so it's a 2d8. Yes, a 2d8 fire damage.
2d8 fire damage. Okay, roll it for me.
Okay. So that's
Oof.
7 points of damage. And on each of the golem's turns, he needs to succeed on a constitution saving throw or drop the object if it can. Otherwise, some stuff will happen.
Okay, I don't think he'll want to succeed and keep the dart embedded in him, but I guess we'll say con save to get rid of the dart.
Yeah, and if he fails the con save, then he gets a few disadvantages, maybe.
Okay.
And then I use my bonus action, Bardic Inspiration. I'm going to say something very, very nice. Guys, gambare! Ishoni and with that, I bestow upon Jade 1x inspiration die.
Thank you.
Ooh, okay. Alright. Jade's feeling
Can I
inspired and mad.
Yo, I'm feeling really fucking inspired and really freaking angry. Can I use that on attack rolls? I don't remember what level you can start at. Any of them. Cool.
Ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Great.
I didn't know that when I had inspiration from Jarrell.
It depends on the level, but you can, yeah.
Okay. So, with your turn out of the way, we move on to Tamar. Tamar is an animal lover himself. He has a pet. He's noticed.
If he kills this thing for him, I'm gonna punch him, just so he knows.
He probably knows. I don't think he can move close enough regardless. But he does see this take place. And what he's going to do is he's going to use his turn to dash again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And well, actually, he's used his turn to dash, so he can't really do much more. But he's going to move over there. And he's going to be within range. He's within 5 feet of you, 5 feet of Tiny Fury, and within range of the golem, pretty much, for most things. And he's just going to chill out over there for now, because he can't do anything else. Next in the order, we move to you, Jade.
I punch him in the face, stunning strike.
Also,
golem?
since Jade took his turn, or started his turn in the healing spirit, Jade gets 7 HP back.
Yay!
Thank you. I look down at my dying cat, and I am enraged. I high five, or I pat the druid to get the healing, and then following through, just punch him right in the face. Stunning strike.
Yep.
He needs to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Alright, he's going to make a Constitution saving throw. Whew.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, it's bad. It's really bad. Oh, that's only an 8.
Cool. He fails. He is stunned. I have advantage on my next attacks. I'm going to attack him and also do I'm going to do... What did I choose? Attack him and spend a key point to
Don't mess with
do...
cats.
Nope. Flurry of... What did I choose? Flurry of Blows or Radiant Sunbolt? Radiant Sunbolt. So... I punch him. Natural 20.
Oh!
Don't you fucking mess with
Oh,
me.
the nat 20!
I'm gonna just... Hang on. I'm gonna just roll all of them because, this is just others.
We've heard of
Okay,
critical
first-
hits. This is critical mad.
Yep, and then I take a step back, raise my hand, blast the first Sunbolt. It's 19 plus 7, 26. I blast the second one. Oh, fuck you. 2 and a 3. Plus 7, 10. So the first 2 will hit,
Yep.
and that first stunning strike. So 1d6 for the first one. Takes 9 plus. How much is that?
Oof. I was gonna do a
Then
noticeable amount of damage.
how do we do our natural 20s? Do you do double dice or just roll twice?
Double dice, and then plus the normal
18,
thing.
sorry. 18. And then it is 6. And then 1 radiant sunbolt. Which is, where is that written down? 26 plus 4.
You gotta tell me how much damage this is
6
at the end.
plus 10, 28 plus 6, 34. Yep, that's 34 points of damage.
Oh my god, it's looking a lot worse. 34 points of damage. Alright. It's gonna be knocked down quite a few pegs. Just do this math.
And it is stunned. So attacks against it have advantage.
Alright. It's looking bad. It kind of keels over just a little bit as you do your flurry of blows and stun this behemoth of a clay golem.
Will turn around to Vidriti and say, "Heal my cat." And that's it.
Speaking of, we're gonna move on to Tiny Fury's turn. I'd like you to make a death saving throw.
10. Success.
Cool. Alright. So, now we move on to... Oof! The golem's turn. So it's stunned, so I don't think it can do anything, but it's going to make a constitution saving throw.
I'm just checking how long. It's until the end of my next turn.
Okay. So it just can't do anything?
It can't do anything.
Alright.
Nope.
Cool. It's stunned for this turn. Moving on from the golem's turn, we move to Vidriti. Also, you're muted.
I'm still looking at you.
I don't know why you're looking at me, because you know what's gonna happen. Okay, so bonus action, healing spirit onto Tiny Fury. Tiny Fury takes 6 back.
Okay. Wow.
Tiny Fury's back.
Wow.
And you said, and I'm within, say, wait, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I should be within range to make some knife attacks on the golem.
Okay, go for it.
Do thrown weapon attacks get advantage for a stunned creature?
I think they all should.
D&D.
Just because
Just
it's
checking.
stunned.
I think it should, but
Okay.
I would say because it can't move or anything, that, yeah, I'm gonna say it does.
yeah, attack rolls against the creature have advantage.
Okay.
Automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws, by the way, guys.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It's dirty.
I don't think a 15 is going to hit.
It does, actually.
15 hits? Cool.
Yeah.
Then I make
Just
2
barely.
dagger attacks.
Go. Oh.
And that is a... Okay, so not great. 2 damage and then 3 damage.
2 and 3, so it's 5 total?
Yeah. Yep.
Alright. Both hit. 2 and 3 is 5. It's going to be... Oh. It's getting slowly closer and closer to returning to the earth from whence it came. So it'd be...
Where it belongs.
Now, it's still looking like it's got a fair bit of life left in it, despite looking a whole lot worse for wear than it did when you first saw this creature. Now, moving on from Virgiti's turn, Core, what would you like to do?
How far away am I from it?
You are
I can't see the map, sorry.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 feet directly beneath it.
Okay. I would like to run forward. How far away is Tiny Fury?
Tiny Fury is 35 feet away, like 1 square to the right.
Can I run to Tiny Fury and pick Tiny Fury up and run back another?
But isn't
I have a-
Fury like burnt? Isn't he
I'm gonna
like
just pick Tiny Fury up. I'm getting
He's a
ready to
little
go.
bit- He's a little bit hurt still.
Okay, so you want to use your dash,
Hey,
pick
just
up
give
Tiny
you a
Fury and run
look
back?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Alright, just as far back as you can.
yeah.
Alright.
Taking the tiger.
60 feet of movement. 5,
Tiger
10, 15,
Tiger
20,
claw.
25, 30, 35. You pick up Tiny Fury. 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. You're down here. Tiny Fury is in your hands. Boom. You are far away from the golem. You're now 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You're 30 feet away from the golem.
That's fine.
So,
I'm squished.
good distance away. Is that all you want to do?
That's all I can do, I think.
Alright, so with that, you've picked up Tiny Fury. Tiny Fury now seems to have kind of mostly recovered as life has kind of re-entered his being. He's kind of a little bit shaken up from the initial fire damage, taking that
Initial
earlier.
death.
The initial death, yeah. Having been put in that position as the first member of the party to die.
Hey.
As a member of the
You
party.
forgot Dario.
Apart from Dariel, yeah.
Oh, apart from Dariel. Oh, I don't know, I feel like that's...
Yeah,
Dariel's a
but-
bit, people are a bit
Who's
torn.
still in Barrett's hat?
He's in my house.
Oh, it's so upsetting.
Yeah. Oh.
I feel like we made a habit of this, putting
Oof.
dead bodies in. Anyway.
But regardless, life has entered Tiny Fury again. Tiny Fury shakes himself off. He looks like he's kind of shaken up for the most part, but still
He
trying
likes core a lot, so he probably is really happy here.
Yeah. As he sort of regains consciousness and gets back to normal, he notices that it's Core that's holding him, and he feels a lot more secure. Further away from this golem now, especially. With that, with Core thrown out of the way, we now move on to...
Goon squad, goon squad, goon squad.
There's
Oh,
nothing
not yet.
else.
The old man,
Oh,
who's still kind of far away.
goon squad.
Aw.
The old man. Alright, let's have a look.
Realizes his sins.
He still hasn't seen what's quite happened, because if you look at the map, there's kind of a stone right there. So he still can't see any of you from his vantage point,
Just kill him.
or what he's done. But he can see the golem now being stunned. So he's going to...
He thinks he stunned him with his fireball, guys.
I don't know if he thinks that. Oh wait, I'm looking at Tamar's sheet. I was wondering, like, why does this guy have no spells suddenly? That is Tamar. Tamar does not have any spells, unfortunately. He is going to... What is he going to do? I think he's going to... He looks a little bit tired already from just having cast that one spell. He'll move over a little bit. 5, 10, 15, 20 feet. So they're just a little bit closer. Just gets a little bit of a better shot. And he's going to attempt to cast Magic Missile and shoot it right at the golem. It's going to be very small. But he sees now that it's stunned at least. So he creates 3 magic bolts. And he shoots them. And let's see how much he does. He does... That's 5 points of damage. And he casts it from a staff that he's holding. So this doesn't come out of his hand like the previous magic tech did. This one, it seems like he's conserving his own energy in order to cast it from a staff that he's holding. And you kind of, for anybody who can... Well, actually, it's really only Core that would be able to see him. Everybody else is kind of behind the rock, so you don't have a good vantage point. But Core, you would notice this. Baron's Line would notice this as well. That he's got some sort of staff on him as he casts.
Goon squad.
I still have that wand.
You
I
do.
forget what it does. Oh, well.
You should have a look at that.
Do you know? This is the other campaign. You know, you can do the cold damage through your staff if you
Yeah.
use your staff sometimes as well. So
I do, but he never uses cold damage anymore. So I'm like,
he's graduated.
All right. All right. And with that, the old man's turn is over, and we move on to Baron's goons, the boons.
Okay, so first the eagle is gonna do another swoop.
Right.
He's gonna attack. He with his beak, and he misses. And he's gonna go for another attack with his talons, and he misses again. But
Oh my
he looks
God.
very grand while doing it, and floats back up.
Majestic. It's
And then my
intimidating.
lion runs. Is that 50 feet?
You got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You're like 25-ish feet, but there's people in the
Okay.
way, so you'd have to run
He's
around.
going to charge at the golem, and he's going to pounce and because apparently the golem, I don't know how I know this, but apparently the golem has a he's gonna fail all strength saves, so
He looks so weak all of a sudden.
Yeah. Looks
His
weak,
muscles have
stunned,
melted off.
unable to move.
so that means the lion's gonna knock him prone, and he's going to take 1 bite, which is +5 to hit. Give me 1 sec.
Roll, roll, roll.
He's going to miss the golem, but he
Wait.
knocked him prone.
Alright, cool.
You
The
have
golem's not
advantage.
prone.
You have advantage if he's
Oh,
prone.
advantage.
Yep.
Yep, don't forget to roll with
Because you're
advantage.
within 5 feet of the creature.
Okay, 13.
Does not hit.
Okay.
Did you roll with advantage for your eagle?
No, because he wasn't prone until the lion knocked him out.
He gets advantage anyway because I think it's stunned right now.
Does stun give you advantage on attack?
Yep, all
Yes.
attacks.
Yeah.
Didn't do that. Okay, wait.
So roll both
Let-
your eagle's rolls just again, just one more time.
Okay. 2 and 21. So his
Yep, that
talent
hits.
attack is
Yep.
going to do.
Hit me up.
I'm trying to open this thing. It's gonna do 7 points of damage, and
Oof.
he floats back up gracefully.
Oof. Alright, as you do that, you see more of the clay off this clay golem is kind of falling off to the ground. Pieces of it kind of splintering away in a sort of sense, in like a sort of gooey sort of way. The clay golem becomes less and less put together over time as it's being attacked. It's melting, oozing, falling apart slowly. You can kind of see that it's not got a whole lot of life left in it. Although it's still got a little bit way to go just because of how big this creature is. But with that, we move back to the top of the order. Baron, what would you like to do?
Baron is going to show the old man how to really cast a fireball. And he's going to cast fireball at so that it's around 15 or 20 feet from the golem, but like behind the golem. 20 feet behind the golem.
Okay. You want to cast it just
Yeah.
onto the ground?
Yes, but then because fireball it hits everything within a 20-foot radius.
Yeah.
So I don't know, someone told me, I just somehow know he doesn't look very dexterous, so he automatically fails dexterity saving throws.
It's a line, just so you know.
It's a line,
thing.
yeah. So 20 feet behind the thingy, the golem.
Okay, so you're trying to throw it back 20 feet so that it only hits the golem and nobody else.
Yes. Yes, because I can actually see my allies and I don't want to damage them. Don't want to kill them again.
All right, roll to hit.
Okay. So that's
It's
Oh, is
dex
it?
save.
Oh, yeah, sorry, dex save. Yeah.
but
But,
it automatically fails the dex save because I don't know.
Yep,
How does
yep, true.
it know?
true,
So
true, true, true.
8d6. Fuck. Okay. 5,
Ooh.
11,
Surprisingly, the old man rolled really badly on this.
21, 26.
What's 9 plus 10? 21.
Wait.
I was low-key worried though. Should you cast that?
3 points of damage. Boom!
With that one fireball, as you cast it and it hits the golem from the other side, you see from your point of view as it lands behind the golem, the explosion of fire, missing all of your compatriots but only hitting the golem, blasts it to pieces, and the golem is shattered to a million bits of little clay, splintering around, splashing everywhere. It falls down to the ground, and the golem is no more. You've defeated this golem. It is down for the count. And you're out of initiative, unless there's something else you want to do. Congratulations, you made it through.
No, we want to kill the old man.
Kill the old man. Stay in
I
initiative.
turn to the old man. He attacked me. I start walking towards him with my fist up.
Alright. We're going to switch back now to the regular camera overlay.
Mhm.
Hello. You've done well. Alright.
I am approaching him with vicious intent.
Alright.
Like Jade, Tiny Fury, attention needs.
Core is far behind with Tiny Fury.
I'm like jogging after Jade.
I can literally just hover the healing spirit over Tiny
No, it's
Fury.
less healing, more to do with love. Yes.
Well,
I wait until Core is by my side, and I will
Hold up.
I will take Tiny Fury and swaddle him close to my chest in my wrap, and then I will continue forward with vicious.
I hold on to Jade like no.
like swinging from my elbow, like.
Tamara comes with you. Tamara looks like he's pretty upset as well. He hasn't liked the careless display that he's seen. So, following right behind, are all of you coming with, or are you step?
Wizards make mistakes. Cool, yes.
No, I go approach him as well.
All right. So you're all approaching.
Sturdy is
Virginie?
Jade's off.
approaching, but has the healing spirit hovering on Jade and Tiny Fury. Just
Okay.
I will.
if you're missing any HP, it should recover in this
Thank you.
minute.
Okay.
I will look up at Core.
Still hanging on.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'll just like slowly lower my elbow. You can sit on my shoulders if you want, though.
Yeah, sounds fun. Cool, climbs up.
The old man at this point, seeing that the clay golem has gone down, has kind of like is looking around to see if there's anybody nearby. It seems like, for the most part, despite how close you are, he hasn't really noticed you quite yet until you're within like a pretty close range. This man, now that you're very close to him, you can see a little bit more. You can see him a little bit better. He looks quite old. He's wearing very dark robes, very much in the same kind of style that you've seen the big bad evil guy Kal-El wear. It's the same sort of that same sort of vibe. You get the impression as well, for those of you who are somewhat proficient in magic as well, that might be indicative of like a necromancer kind of thing. Like that type of wear is just what necromancers might wear. However, because of how like taboo necromancy is in kind of the material plane, the Feywild, and how infrequently it's used anywhere, that's just something you might get on like an intuition basis without insight checking or intelligence checking or anything like that, or doing a history roll, for example. Or even like a religion check or an arcana check or anything like that. So that's just kind of the impression that you get initially. He looks very, very old. Immediately, Baron, you can tell that this person is human. You have that sort of impression
He's human.
from the age. He looks, just from observing, that he looks like he's about 90-ish, maybe a little bit older as well. He's very frail, and he's using his wand as a walking stick for the most part. And as you approach and get a little bit closer, he seems to sort of notice you for the first time, and he like nods his head as he, looks in almost disbelief as you approach.
Wait.
What should we do?
Who are you?
Hello! My name is Kal-El. Who are you?
I
Where did you
punch
come
him.
from? You punch him?
Yeah.
Alright. Are you trying to do damage?
Yep. I'm gonna punch him twice.
Punch it twice? Alright, go, roll for it.
First one, stunning strike. Oh, it's 16.
Yep, that hits.
Angie. Angie.
Next one's advantage.
Ooh.
Inspiration. Are you feeling inspired?
Yeah. I'll hold on. Wait, I'll hold on to it because I think I've already hit with this one. But I have a few more minutes, so I might use it later. Okay, so
Alright, how much
16
damage?
plus 7, 23. So it is.
Can I try and put my hands in Jade's face to like stop Jade from destroying this 90-year-old man?
Do it. Do it.
You have to... Ooh.
He takes 12 points of damage.
12 points? Alright. He falls over bleeding onto the ground. He rolls away on the ground. He's just kind of
Maybe that was
writhing on the ground now.
best course of action.
Kal-El. He's the one who's been pursuing us this entire time.
He looks like from that punch, you've almost killed him. How many points of damage did you say that you did, by the way? Just for my
12.
12? Ooh, okay, yeah.
This is strange though because the last time I punched him, my fists went through him.
Yeah, maybe we should talk to him in a calm,
Ah.
considered manner.
I'm going to use Baron's goon, Lion. He's
Yeah.
still alive, by the way. He's going to pounce.
Oh my god! Okay, how long does your line stick around for, by the
Are you
way?
trying to do damage to the guy?
1 hour.
Pounce
Wow.
is the damage one, it just holds him
Okay.
down like prone.
Yeah, so I just I use pounce
All right, so you get your beastly lion with energy like none of you have ever seen before to pounce with force upon this old man lying down on the ground, bleeding out, not really moving much, to make sure he's held down so that he can't get away.
I'm gonna cast Healing Word on the old man.
Wait, no, you need to see if he gets knocked prone first. Relax.
I'm casting Healing Word on this boy.
All right, he is knocked prone. I mean, he's not really knocked prone. He's just kind of prone now that you're on top of him, as he was kind of already on the ground.
He gets back 5 points.
He gets 5 points back. All right. He's doing a teeny bit better. He still looks pretty, just overall pretty bad. I mean, even before Jade punched the old man, he already looked like he wasn't in the greatest kind of position, health-wise. But it was not as bad as when he was initially thrown to the floor. No, just a little bit better.
You guys
Explain.
done assaulting an old man?
Oh,
I
nah.
have my reasoning.
What if
Cole's
he's
gonna jump down and be like, nah, I'm not taking part in this abuse. He's gonna go and sit next to the old man and the lion.
Oh, you don't know. What if this guy was the person who summoned the golem?
I look at the old man. Did you summon the golem?
He kind of doesn't respond for a moment.
Okay, I go up to him with my charm, and I'm like, "Old man, did you summon the golem?"
Oh, my back. Oh, it hurts. Oh, no. He
Oh,
kind of manages to squeeze out from underneath the lion.
then why did you assault that little cat?
He just kind of...
Maybe get the lion off him.
Okay, I tell my lion, goon number 1, to get off.
Alright, your lion kind of gets off. The old man doesn't really get up off the ground. He's still kind of there, but he looks like he's just a little bit less restrained.
Calarel. As
Yes.
in Calarel the Vile.
No.
That's not
Calarel the what?
the Vile.
What's this Calarel do?
That is not my name. He kind of says from the ground, kind of moaning into the grass.
Inside check. He told us his name was Calarel 3 seconds ago.
Yep.
Oh, insight check
19.
as well.
With your
Uh,
insight, you get the fact, you get the
25.
impression that he's referring to the vile part of that,
Oh, okay.
not necessarily the Calarel.
So, what is your name, good old sir?
Calarel's a type. Suddenly feels bad.
My name is Calarel the Mysterious, or at least that's
what
what
they
they used to
call
call
me.
That's a shit
Dude.
name.
What is more mysterious is, why did you attack this poor, defenseless cat? As he points to Tiny Fury.
His
Honey
face
Boo
is kind of
Piece of
buried into the grass, so we can't really see you. What cat?
Like-
Can I pick him up by his hair and just slowly flip his head back the right way?
Oh, you're gonna break his neck. Yeah, you can try this. Sure.
Just go like,
Can I slowly
like a
but
gentle, like-
gently break his neck? Can I gently break his neck?
You can gently break his neck. What would you like to? How would you like to do this?
no.
Shiny Boy's 23. We're gonna break an old man's neck.
We've done so much already.
You can kind of... he's like face first in the ground, so...
I want to maneuver him around.
Okay, you can flip him onto his back so that he's facing up. Okay, and now he's kind of looking at you from the ground. His face is just bloodied from like the initial fall. And the punch. Looks like he hasn't really recovered from that. His face is swollen massively on one side, where he was hit by Jade.
Trudy, is there anything we can do about that?
I can.
Driti, oh,
So Baron pulls out his makeup set. It's okay. I can just paint over it.
I'm all for cosmetic enhancements, but I don't think that's gonna work.
also Driti's kind of just got this like ethereal energy just kind of like wavering in her hand, like she was thinking about healing him anyway.
Okay.
And she gives him 6 plus 1 temp HP back.
Oh.
Okay. If you're not at full, does temp HP just go into your regular HP? Or does it just become temp HP anyway? How does that work? Is that a thing?
I think it's just sits to the side. I don't know.
Alright.
This is coming out of her
He knows it.
fey pool, so.
1 temp HP. Cool. He's looking a little bit better. He's looking almost as good as he was before he got punched. Although still just bad overall anyway. the swelling kind of goes down for the most part, and he opens his eyes a little bit more, and he's looking at you, leaning over his magic wand, kind of using it as a walking stick, as he's now like propping himself up on it for the most part. Oh, what cat? Who are you people? How did you get here?
Teleportation.
This is the question.
You teleported in to this plane.
Yes.
How?
Teleportation. Circle.
Okay. Oh.
But what is here?
Interesting.
Where?
Oh, what is? Let's. Can we sit down?
You are sitting down.
He's like kind
Lying
of
down.
lying down. Yeah. He's like trying to prop himself
Which is
up with
arguably
his
more
walking stick.
comfortable, so.
This position is. My back feels sore.
It's okay. And then Baron summons his other goon, Eagle, to pick up the old man by his shoulders.
So Trudy will give him another 4 and 1.
Okay, he's doing this a little bit better. He's got 2 temp HP.
Is your back better now, old man?
No!
I stretched it out for you.
I just want to sit down.
Oh, okay. You can let him go now. Goon number 2.
He falls to the ground.
Oh no.
He's back on his back.
Oh.
That was an adventure.
I
Into the
can
unknown.
I could tell you what I know is around these parts if you just please help me up.
I pick him up.
Trudy will help him up. Okay.
Okay, you both pick him
I
up.
will-
You help his
Oh
old
yeah,
man.
dream on.
I sit on the ground. I'm enjoying this.
He gets up and he kind of
We
like
need-
hunches over his cane. Oh,
We need to get to the Feywild.
the Feywild. I haven't been there in a long time.
Can you take us there?
No,
Can anyone take us there here?
I don't know.
Are you the only one here?
As far as I know, well, that's not necessarily true. Now that you have all made it to these parts.
No, if there was a golem, there is someone who summoned it.
Exactly.
Did you summon the golem?
No, I cannot summon golems.
Then how can you attack defenseless little cats?
What cat?
Anyone who's evil enough to attack a defenseless cat is evil enough to summon such a hideous golem.
I agree.
I also agree.
But I don't think it was him. At the same time.
I don't remember attacking any cat. My memory is not what it used to be, but I remember what happened today. I was sitting here, minding my own business until a clay golem appeared out of the forest. And then you, all of you, appear with this clay golem.
No, that is not what happened. What happened was we were on the other side of the lake. A clay golem appeared. It would have killed you if we hadn't fought it. Instead, it tried to kill my cat. Well, actually, no, you tried to kill my cat.
He looks at this point and he notices Tiny Fury. Who's being held by a core, is it?
Me
No,
now.
James Bergen.
Oh, you know? Okay. Penning Tiny Fury. Tiny Fury is in your arms. Kind of looking
And
pretty, Tiny Fury doesn't look happy.
Singed.
He's looking up with a piercing gaze
We
towards this old
both
man.
look singed because we were wearing nice matching outfits and now they're burned.
That's the real crime.
Jade has no expression on his face whatsoever. Just so you know.
He's
If
gonna...
that was a real cat, it would have eaten you.
He's gonna... Insight check. Why should I believe you?
Am I lying?
You don't appear to be, but...
I
My
believe
senses are
you.
not what they used to be. You did punch
We have
me as
better
well.
liars in this group. If the intent was to lie to you, I wouldn't be the one talking.
I am a liar, but I am not currently lying.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
Or
I
am
am
I? This will give me a
sorry
fun
if my fireball hit you and your cat. I did not mean for that to be the outcome of that spell, but I didn't see you until just now.
See, the moment you say but everything else before it becomes invalid, essentially.
Yes, I know.
So you can stop talking, and then I'll just accept your apology.
What is it that you want from me? Who are you? What
I
are you
don't
doing
know,
here?
I just wanted to express my opinions, and I take a step back and start cuddling my cat. That's all I had.
He looks at the
How
rest of you at
long
this
have you
point.
been here?
I've lost track of time. I don't know. It's been too long. I've been stuck in here for a long time. 2 years? 20? I can't tell the difference. Every
Then
day
this
feels
is
the
a
same.
dead end. We should continue on.
Mm-hmm.
Can I take a look around and do a general perception check on the area?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, this is 13 plus 2. 15.
15? Okay, so from your perception, you can kind of see your nearby surroundings. For the most part, there's a lot of dense forest kind of just surrounding you. A lot of the trees go fairly high up, so from the ground position, it's very hard to get a good look at everything from here. For the most part, you can just see like this clearing and not much past it, outside of it. But you get a feeling that if you could get to higher ground, maybe in some way, shape, or form, that you might get a better view of like the general landscape of this land, wherever it is you are.
Can I do a general arcana check?
You sure? Is there anything you're looking for specifically, or?
I just want to get the vibe, like, is this a falsified space? Like, does this seem like it's an actual plane? Because Core's been on a couple of different planes. He just wants to get a feel for the general energy of
Okay,
this
sure.
place.
Go for it.
Ooh, 17 plus 6 is 23.
23? Okay, this kind of space seems a lot less like the kind of... it doesn't have the same sort of magical aura that like a plane like the Feywild or the Material Plane would feel like. It doesn't feel like that. It just feels much more like you're trapped inside something.
I'm gonna call out goon number 2. Goon number 2, the eagle.
Yeah.
Lie up there and look for me for any signs of life or civilization or just anything of interest.
Okay. Now, I've got a question for you, Quinny. If
Yes.
it flies up there, has a look, and comes back down, is this a creature that you can see through, or is there a way you can communicate with your eagle in terms of like conveying the information that it
yes.
sees?
Because I conjured it, let me just open up. Haha.
Just give me a feel for how this works.
He's friendly to me,
Mm-hmm.
and
I can do it with my familiar.
he can obey any commands I issue him.
Okay.
And
He goes up, has a
also,
look.
this eagle understands common.
It understands, but he can't speak it.
Can
Yes.
it use wing emotions to sign what's happening?
I can send my familiar up with it because I
Alright.
just dismissed it.
And then I'm like, okay.
Oh, whatever your familiar form is in, it can just sit on the back of the giant eagle and have a little fly around.
It's
Yeah.
a bird,
Yeah,
so
true.
it can go.
Oh, there you go.
Alright, so if you want an
Can I
elevator...
stalk a Baron's eagle?
Alright, so Baron, your eagle, if it would be willing, will give a lift then to Core's familiar.
Yeah.
Alright.
And then if you see anything of interest, squawk 3 times and then lead us there.
Core just zones into his bird and flops on the grass.
Alright, so it's gonna interpret it as like 3 times per interesting thing.
Yeah.
So it
I will
goes up.
I'll cradle Core in my arms.
Okay.
Oh, it's just sunbathing.
So it flies up past the trees above the canopy, and you get an idea of like the general area. And also, Baron, your bird starts squawking more than 3 times. Exactly how many times it squawks, it's going to be like a fair few. It's going to just keep squawking for a bit until it just realizes like, okay, there's just a lot of things that are kind of maybe interesting that you can see from here. But as you fly up, you can kind of see that you're on a sort of large-ish, smallish sort of island
No.
with kind of water
Again.
stretching on into a sort of seeming infinity past its barriers. On the island, however, you can see kind of a few points of interest. And also, just from looking at it from this point of view, this really does look like it's some sort of artificial kind of recreation or outcropping from that sort of mountain that Jade's temple is located on. It's not to necessarily say that it is, but for whatever reason, it very, very closely resembles, in a lot of ways, that part of the mountainside. And at the same time, it also doesn't resemble it at all in other ways. As in, it's not just an island in the material plane that Jade's temple would be located on, but the actual like hills and stuff that make up the portion of this island that you do have here does seem to kind of closely resemble that sort of landscape, which gives you a feeling that maybe further up this sort of hill of this central northern part of the island, there might be some sort of temple there, if it does in fact resemble it to that degree. But from this angle, from this altitude, from this far away, you can't necessarily tell. But you do see that there's a sort of forest further north. In other places, to the south, you don't really see much of anything. Again, it's just sort of more dense forest, but it's a lot flatter. There isn't much more ground there. It just kind of ends at a certain point. There's a beach, and it goes onto, it reaches water. To the east and the west of where you're looking from your current position, because it looks like you're, for the most part, sort of in the very center of this island, you do see... Let me check, what do you see? Oh, yeah, one thing to note is that you would see, especially in the northern path, a lot of stone golems kind of walking around that sort of area in the forest. Can't tell exactly how many, but it seems like there's a few, and they're patrolling the area. On Frahella Atoll, the stone golems that you would have seen were a lot more like rocky and more natural looking. These ones look a bit more like they've been kind of crafted to look humanoid, in a sense. So they look more like big Lego minifigures, basically, on a huge scale. And the stone golems themselves look they're quite a bit more intense and intimidating than the clay golems did. But that aside, that's like the northern sort of side of the island. To the...
Everyone take note, because he's going to tell everyone this.
Oh, actually,
Yeah.
there is something that you would notice to this. Did you roll a perception check way up there? Or are we carrying
Can I
your...
carry over one? Or
Yeah.
do you want me to roll? I can roll again, because it wasn't a great one.
You can choose to carry or to roll again, your choice.
Eagle can roll the perception check too.
Okay. Roll for your eagle as well.
Oh, it's like one better, 16.
Okay, still, improvement.
I was like, oh.
And Baron, your eagle?
Nat 20.
Oh shit!
He can only.
If only it could communicate.
Okay, so
It's okay. I can talk to him by casting some spells.
Baron, you'll probably notice one extra thing, and you'll notice a lot of these other things in much more detail. But one key thing you will notice that that Core's familiar won't from this distance. But first, we'll go through everything that you both see. To the east, just get the right page. To the east, you see a building. You see like a large tower that stretches, it's hard to say exactly how far, but like around about 100 feet into the air. It's very kind of small as far as its base is concerned, but it's a large tower that kind of stretches up into the air. It's surrounded by a very wide moat filled with lava.
Ooh,
And it's in
lava.
sort of like an outcropping. It seems like, for the most part, there aren't any other...
Rescue Princess Fiona.
Yeah. Living
there,
la vida loca.
there don't appear to be like any other golems or mobs in that sort of area as far as you can tell. You do see some like wildlife, and you see like some butterflies and stuff from this distance. Of course, Baron specifically, because you're looking at like precision now, you can see like the foliage to a crazy degree with your nat 20. But for the most part, Core and both of you, it looks fairly like chill and empty, aside from that 100-foot long or wide moat of lava surrounding this tower. That's what you see to the east. To the west, and these are kind of further away. These are pretty far away. To the west, you see, again, 2 more clay golems this time, not stone golems, like the ones you fought, or like the one you fought, I guess. Sort of patrolling around another building, which is a little bit bigger, but nowhere near as tall as the tower. It's just kind of like a sort of normal ground level sort of structure, which appears to be made of stone. From this distance, you can tell. Baron, you would see, especially that like the roof of this building seems to be kind of wooden, despite the walls being kind of stone from your vantage point with your nat 20. That's all you can kind of see from here. And the clay golems seem to just kind of be patrolling the area and walking around. It's hard to see too much more from this distance. The one extra thing that Baron, your eagle would see just barely to the south, where it looks like there was nothing really of interest, through the trees, you can kind of, sort of, make out the entrance to a hole in the ground. Can't see exactly what kind of hole it is from where you are, also being like, kind of shrouded by the trees, but you do notice the hole. It's already kind of dark around that area because of like the canopies kind of shielding the light from hitting the ground there, but just barely you make that out, and you can kind of see that there is some sort of chasm, like a round sort of hole in the ground. Who knows what kind of hole it is? It doesn't look like it's necessarily a man-made one from this distance, but from the little that you can see of it, it looks like it's been dug into the ground. And as far as points of interest on the island are concerned, that's pretty much all of them.
Okay. Sorry guys, what does the spell animal friendship do?
Makes you friends with all the animals. Oh, I would love that spell in real life.
Yeah, that's it. It's friends with animals.
But does it not let you speak with them?
There's a spell
No.
called Speak with Animals,
Hmm.
but
Okay,
I don't
never
know if you can do that.
I
Druids
decided.
can.
Yeah, any druids want to translate my goon number 2? Looks at Core.
I'm
Oh, yeah,
a
looks
level
at
summer
Druid.
weak druid.
Look at Drudy.
I'm a plant druid.
Oh, okay, fine.
I don't
Can
think
I roll
can
an?
do it. Wait.
Can I roll? I'm very good at insight, and I have
Hmm.
a kinship with animals because of Tiny Fury. Can I roll an insight check to see if I can't read its expressions?
Yeah, you can roll an insight check if you'd like.
I'm going to use Baron's inspiration as well.
Yeah.
My inspiration.
19 plus 6, 25 plus what's my
Okay.
inspiration again? What's your inspiration die? 20. What's your inspiration die?
8.
D8. Plus 6 again, it's 32.
Oh my god. You've never communicated this hard with animals. This is the most communicating you've ever done.
Animal handling.
I was a statue for a very long time. All I did was stare, so...
So I'm going to say that what the eagle tries to do in an attempt to communicate to all of you what it actually saw, as far as like on top of what Core's familiar would have picked up and what Core would relay to the group, it would look towards the south kind of direction, and it would start digging a hole into the ground and then kind of look towards the direction again, trying to communicate that it saw a hole there. Now, for most of you, that might be like a bit hard to grasp unless you're trying to roll an insight or animal handling or anything like that, which I would allow if you'd like to do so. But Jade, with your crazy good roll, you would immediately understand what the eagle is trying to convey.
Mm-hmm. I convey it.
All right, you
and
convey
then
it.
I stand there like, this sounds strange.
I hate it.
If this is a mimicry of my own lands around the temple, then I have to imagine that those stone golems are like me. Although, if they were like me, why would the clay one attack us?
Is it hailing? Oh my god.
I heard that, yeah.
Australia is weird, man.
It's really weird.
Right, it's so good here.
Yeah, it's nice here. Thomas, is there any trace of a teleportation circle where we arrived? Because usually it's teleport circle.
Yeah. You can have a look.
Yeah.
Roll for me. Well, actually, as well as that, I want you to just roll for me, all of you, general perception checks.
Okay.
Use my big 12. Probably not very good.
21.
This dice
18.
isn't doing it for me. Okay.
30, 20.
Okay. And also, Core, I want you to roll for me an intelligence check because you caught on to that as well. And Jade, what did you roll?
18.
18? Okay, cool.
A check, not a saving throw, right?
Yeah, just an intelligence check.
Wah, 15.
Do we
15?
perception check?
Alright, so, for your perceptions, for the general area, you're kind of looking around and you see all this stuff. And as for those of you who are kind of more familiar with this sort of terrain in terms of like it looking like Jade's temple, Jade, you would have the idea that it's like similar in the sense that it looks like a replica, but not that it's like necessarily an exact kind of duplicate of where you were from. So with that in mind, you might get, and also the fact that like the golems that are around here don't look like the golems that would have been around your sort of temple. These ones look like they're created by somebody, at least, to kind of patrol these areas specifically. Now, as well as that, for those of you who rolled above a 15 on perception, you would also notice at this point the old man has started to wander off into a specific part of the forest, and is like kind of leaving the clearing.
I'm going to pounce on him. Goon number 1, pounce.
Okay, before we get on to pouncing on him again, as he sort of like leaves into the direction like just behind his tent, very slowly, his movement is very slow. Core, with your knowledge of Arcana, and with that point about the teleportation circle, you look around and you see no trace of any teleportation circle anywhere.
Can I do another Arcana check to see if I can detect any point of teleportation magic?
Yeah.
Can I assist?
14
You
plus
can, if you like.
6, which is 20.
20? Cool. Alright, so with your Arcana check, having had the battle just take place as well, you're kind of in the area. I would say that you would also inspect the area where you kind of landed initially. And you do get a hint of some sort of residual teleportation magic kind of like lingering. However, there is a bit of a discrepancy. Now, this type of magic seems more to you like the type of magic that would come up as a result of a teleportation spell, and not so much necessarily a teleportation circle. But it's very hard to pinpoint that exact feeling down. That, paired with the fact that you can't find any trace of another teleportation circle, all of you knowing kind of how teleportation circles work as well, is, you know, when you step on one side of the teleportation circle, there would generally be another circle on the other side of whatever teleportation there was. So having appeared on this side, either the teleportation circle is somewhere else, just hidden, or maybe it's just not there at all.
So I can't feel any magic anywhere. Teleportation magic.
You can feel like the residual magic of some sort of teleportation magic that got you here in the first place, but that feels more like a spell that would be cast by a spellcaster, and less like a teleportation circle's kind of magic.
Can I check the water?
Sure. What are you looking for?
Just any magic.
Any magic?
Can I do perception and an arcana?
Yeah, you can redo them, or you can carry them over if you'd like.
I want to go and pick up the old man by the scruff of the neck.
All right, you go over to the old man and you stop him from walking further.
Has he got the lion on his back as well?
Yeah.
The lion's already pounced on him.
He just goes down to the floor.
No,
Why
I
you-
can't.
I'll wait until you've done the.
So what'd you roll?
Perception is no. Arcana is 17, and 19 plus 2 is 22 for perception.
That's 21.
Okay.
Oh yeah. See, I get confused with mathematics, Quiddy.
Okay.
That's why I'm not a lawyer,
So
or a doctor, or a dentist.
with your magical sort of prowess, you inspect the pond. It doesn't seem to have much of any trace of magical energy. You do feel kind of like a hint of like the old man's sort of magical aura coming from the pond. As in, like, you get the feeling that he's probably been in this pond, despite not having seen him enter it. And you look around with your perception, and you kind of you just kind of look around, and you see kind of draped. This is something that you wouldn't have noticed before. But now that you're kind of looking around in the pond, you see draped over like a small rock, another black cloak just kind of lying there, kind of wet.
One of them skinny dipping in the water.
But even with
That
your
is
perception,
laundry.
you get the perception that there's like, yeah, you kind of get the feeling that it might be his laundry. The way it's like propped up there, like it's just kind of soaking for the time being. But looking
I
around, you
want to
don't see
get
anybody
out
else.
of here. Of course, just like that.
All right, now we cut back to the old man being once again trampled by the whole squad. What would you like to do?
Where
Where
are
are
you
you
going? Oh my gosh.
Oh, get off me, please. I'll tell you everything.
Okay. I let go.
Okay. He slowly gets up. He walks very slow, so you can catch up to him like no matter where he goes. He gets his wand. Oh, I'm just checking up on my friend. My only friend.
Friend?
Yes.
Who is your only friend?
Well, I don't know if they have a name or not. But I can show
Not
you.
good friends then, are you?
Well, I never thought to ask, but they seemed very friendly. Unlike all of the other golems here. Oh, he's kind of
So
trembling.
your friend's a golem?
Very small one, yes.
The stone golems here.
Yes. What about
Are they
them?
like me?
He kind of looks you up and down now for the first time. I wouldn't say so, but you do kind of resemble them in some way, now that you mention it. Where are you from?
I'm from the material plane, south of Fahela Atoll.
He thinks
There's
for
a
a moment.
temple in the mountains.
Ah, yes. There's a temple here too. Further north, actually. That's a bit strange. I've not heard of Fahela Atoll. But I think I can picture it. I think I know where that is. For the last time I was on the material plane was nearby such an atoll. Though I don't remember it being named or inhabited by anyone.
It's changed quite a lot then.
It's been a long
Like
time
that.
since I was trapped here.
Are we trapped here now then?
I don't know, maybe not. For I have some ideas about how to get out, although now that you're all here, some of those thoughts have been thrown out the window.
Explain that to me. Why?
Well, okay, I'll explain. Come sit down with me. My friend can wait. And you'll see why soon if you come see him. But he starts walking over back to the campfire again.
I look at Baron.
Unless you want to, if you want to insist to meet his friend. Tamar's
I'm
actually there as well.
I'm gonna insight check this boy.
Alright, insight. What are you looking for? Whether he's telling
I'm
the
gonna
truth?
insight to see if he is lying, if his intentions are just, oh, come sit with me, we'll talk.
Okay,
Or if he
roll inside.
19.
19? Yeah, he seems like he just wants to sit down. He doesn't like standing when he doesn't need to. And also, like, the pounce from the lion seems like it's kind of just made him a little bit sore again, so he just wants to sit.
Okay.
But for the most part, it doesn't seem like he's lied to you about anything you said in that conversation.
Alright. I just, don't worry, I'll keep my goon number 1 close to him.
Okay.
In case.
So you walk over and you sit down nearby the campfire, kind of sitting down now, and it's nice and warm. It's pretty. This is a comfortable place to sit down. You haven't really noticed it before, but like the warmth, like the warm air radiate off the fire feels a lot more like homely than anything else in this strange dimension kind of has up until this point. Especially considering that you've been just mostly assaulted, thrown through for an emotional roller coaster, and now you're kind of sitting down for the first time since actually entering this place. So you sit down and you're there, all of you who want to be. Oh my god. What is that? What is that? Oh my god.
What?
That freaked me out for a moment. What was that?
I just wanted to try.
Oh my god.
What?
That's amazing.
What the fuck is that?
I was
What?
looking at the chat and I was like, that would make such a good icon for Emma. I was like, Emma would never do that, so I'm gonna do it.
Oh my god. Jade doesn't take any shit. Jade is ready to beat your ass.
I'm gonna change it back now.
Yep. You can do that.
Lots of love, Emma. Oh, sorry. Okay. You walk over with the old man and you sit down by the campfire. And you're chilling out. You're sitting down. And you're there. And he sits down. And as he sort of sits down, he has this sort of blank expression on his face for a moment. And then he looks at all of you. What were we doing again? Oh, I was about to tell you my story. And he jumps back into it immediately. Sorry, it's been a long day. Right. So, way back when, it feels like maybe 80 years ago, although I don't know if that much time has necessarily passed, but it feels something like akin to that. Maybe 60 years. Maybe 40 years. Maybe only even 20. But either way, I don't have a good perception of time in here. It's just too many days in a row, and I haven't been keeping track. After a while, you just stop. But regardless, sorry, I'm spiraling a little bit. What happened was, for the most part, after some events occurred, I decided to leave the church that I was part of and to go on an adventure of sorts. And I was seeking out some magical artifacts that you might not know about. I won't really go into the details, but I was seeking out a stone. And I went past an atoll, which I didn't necessarily look at very much. But I remember going past it. And then I was out at sea for a little while. I had heard of this Temple of Zorn out in the water, and that there was supposedly a stone, one of these that I was interested in. It was lurking in this temple. And as I got there and found the temple, through great trouble, I made my way in and eventually found the stone. Although when I did find that stone, I went unconscious. I don't know how, I don't know if somebody knocked me out, or if it was the stone itself that did, but when I woke up I found myself here, in this very same location that you all find yourselves in. And I've thought about this a lot in the time that I have been stuck here, not quite understanding what's gone on, or where I might be, and I've explored this island to some degree, to a large degree really. Most of the things that are interesting on this island I think I've at least seen to some minor extent, although I haven't explored every nook and cranny. I have a theory that it's actually the stone itself that we're inside of, although now that you're all here I'm not so sure that's necessarily true. unless you've also found the stone.
I have a stone inside of me, so we are in a stone inside of a stone inside of a stone.
The
He looks
shape
at
of
you-
the
Yep.
the shape of the teleportation circle was the same as the one that we saw Captain Stronghand have.
I don't know a Captain Stronghand. That name doesn't ring a bell. I don't know how... Well, hold on. Before I continue with my theory, how is it exactly that you all ended up here? Because I was under the impression that that wasn't possible, based on some guesses that I had, but I guess those aren't true anymore.
What the f-
Oh my god.
Are you seriously pissed off? Because I don't care if
No.
you take ugly photos of me.
No, I'm not. I'm just
Mhm.
trying to stay half in the. I'm just
Sure.
trying to stay half in the content and half out of it.
It's fine. It's fine. I have a better one.
Oh god.
So, he asks you,
Why don't we be friends? What is your name, old man? What was it?
it's Calorel. Calorel is my name. What are your names?
Why did I hear from a little bit that you're vile instead of mysterious?
Vile. Look, I don't know what exactly you've heard about me necessarily. I was, in a sense, let go / I decided to leave the school of academia I was teaching in a long time ago because of practices and rules that they put in place that in my view were arbitrary and nonsensical and would lead to,
Tell.
well,
What?
specifically, okay, so you must understand, I was I did some teaching, and I was very personally interested in teaching about certain deities, specifically the last one that I wanted to teach about in my classes, so that the students would be understanding of the history, origins, and potential problems with these deities, one of these being Orcus. Now, the board of academics came up to me and told me that it was dangerous, too dangerous to talk and discuss Orcus at all, lest the students become interested themselves. Although I thought that, in my case, that if I taught it responsibly, and that if we disseminated that knowledge to all the students, that they would truly understand the evil behind that deity. However, that was put to an end, and in protest I decided to leave, even though I was asked to leave regardless, but I considered a protest. In any sense, I decided to go and leave that behind. I refused to teach in a place where knowledge was going to be suppressed. This was in the city of Silvius, south of where I went and disappeared. That was all about 60, 70, 80 years ago. However long it was since I got trapped in here. And since then I've been stuck here, after finding that stone. I had known about those for a while. This was just a sort of curiosity that I decided to investigate.
Do any of those like place names ring any bells? Like, would I be able to sort of like pinpoint exactly how long he's been?
Silvius is the city that Yerrick would have been from. Although Yerrick has disappeared.
What?
Where is this creature from? Oh my god. That's so
Yes.
like, it's very solemn.
This one I like because it blends out all of your.
I'm Thomas the Cube. I'm
Okay.
omnipotent. I see everything. I have 4 corners, 4
This
edges.
is actually a lot of fun.
One
What
face.
should I do next?
But you see, what was I even... Yeah, so Silvius rings kind of a vague bell, because Yerrick might have mentioned it at some point as that being his place of origin. Also, Core and Jade... I don't... Maybe if Core has mentioned this before, you probably know, but Silvius is kind of further south of the village that Core would have kind of stolen his ring from initially, pre-campaign. So that just kind of exists just a little bit further south, but it's very near on that landmass to your temple and to that town. And before you headed off on the boat, on Captain Featherbeard's boat, to Forhellartoll, you were setting off from a port very near to the town that Cor stole his ring from. So it'll just a bit south, like gonna be a day's worth of travel south of that location is where Sylvius, the city, would be, and that's kind of an ancient sort of city that's very, very, very religious, very, very obsessed with lawful good, kind of deities and that sort of thing, and very, very, they're kind of known for being pretty intense with like, you know, what kind of information and what kind of people are allowed and not allowed into the city. And the thing that kind of, for any of you that might have heard it in the conversation when Avros mentioned something about Calarel, this is like that incident that he would have been talking about Calarel being banished because he was pretty prominent. Oh no, Lily, where'd you go? I might wait for a second, but I'll repeat it when Lily comes back. But
I can message her what the updates are.
Oh,
no.
Oh, we're back!
Hello.
My Discord's not. Hold on.
Is it okay?
No, it's not.
Ooh,
But hey, we got the cool cast
sending
art.
good vibes.
That's not what I tried to
Well, it's-
change it to.
It's tragic vibes, but also this is the redrawn version, right?
No, I can't change it to what I actually tried to change it to, so now it's stuck like this. Anyway, it's fine.
I mean, it's a good icon.
It's iconic.
Hey.
Oh
I'll
my
just
god.
keep it. My other one was better. It's fine.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh! I hope it was. I want to put. I have one. This has begun. This is so much fun.
I can't change it anymore because Discord's blocked me.
Really?
Yeah, it
Is-
says you're changing your icon
Yeah.
because I changed it twice and now it's like, oh, well, we can't do that anymore.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it just
Okay.
locks you out for a little bit. That's all.
Okay,
I
maybe
will
it's
be
just so that
careful.
it doesn't stress the server out. I don't even know what the reason could be.
Because you're too much of a
Imagine if I'm stuck on Thomas. Good shit.
Ah, that's so creepy. I'm just staring back at myself. Okay, so when the Thomas Cube, it haunts me in my nightmares. Dude, I had a real nightmare today. I woke up so sad.
Oh no.
I dreamt that like we started the Shiny Boy session and everyone forgot about it, and I was just like sitting here. Actually-
Oh
And I was just so sad. I was like, oh my god. And I didn't notify any of you in the dream because I was just so sad, but I was like, okay, I don't want to be a nuisance. And I just left. And then I woke up. Ah, so that was fun. But I was very relieved to wake up to realize we hadn't started it yet. So that was fun. What did you change it to?
It's
Is that Abe?
What's the best meme?
Oh my god.
Two of us make them masks. Just two of us.
Oh my god. Just two of us. The two mask thing.
I was trying for so long to change it to Abby-chan.
I haven't got a Shinzo Abe mask to hand, but they're like this fucking big. They're tiny. I've seen people wearing them.
Just like a little playing card. Oh man. Ugh. Well, hey.
Oh, I could go on for days about this, but I'm not going to because I'd rather play D&D.
Well, to get back into the narrative for just a moment. This is the event that it would click in your minds as well that Avros would have been referring to when he kind of recognized the name, because when this happened, it was kind of a big deal. That's kind of what Avros kind of mentioned, and the fact that the city is sort of notorious for that sort of thing. Banning a prominent academic from back then was kind of a big deal. So that's what he just kind of explains, and looks at the rest of you. How exactly did you come to get into this place? I wasn't aware that you could enter this, whatever this is, unless this isn't what I think it is at all, with a teleportation circle of all things. He's like looking around. And looks to all of you, kind of with a kind of puzzled curiosity.
We still don't know.
Okay. And then he notices the stone inside of you. So you also... Yeah, he's an old man who didn't notice you when you were like 20 feet away. Or until you were 20 feet away.
So then he
Yeah.
can see it.
He can see it, or he just noticed it now, but you would get the impression that as a maybe even 100-year-old human man, that his like eyesight and kind of general senses are failing him a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
He just doesn't have very good, like... It's kind of evident now that he doesn't have very good vision. More so now than ever before, I guess. That comes to light.
I'm not trying to hide it, but
Yeah.
if he's got bad vision, it would be harder for him to see it.
Didn't you just mention that you had it in you? Or did you just mention that as like a joke?
But now that he's got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's like noticing it in
I'm a little
reaction
bit
to...
self-conscious of my bare chest.
Yeah.
Just, like...
If you mention like there's a stone inside of me, then he would like look at you and notice the stone then.
Yeah,
if you don't mention it, he's not gonna see it. But I'm just...
Makes sense. I also rattle just a little bit.
like a maraca. But he notices it then, and then he looks to all of you again. So you also know about the stones then?
Well, yes, somewhat.
How much do you know? Also, I'm sorry, I forgot to post the document in the Discord so I can just reference it if you need it for anything.
Yes, thank you. We have a few things. Perhaps you could help us make sense of them, and I'll produce the book and the scroll.
Okay.
We appear to be missing bits of this scroll, so if you have any ideas about it,
well,
that might be helpful.
Okay. From my understanding, from what I've learned, and he looks at the book, and he looks at it with like sort of a look that seems to indicate that he recognizes like the content somewhat, but not this specific volume, maybe necessarily. And he looks at it and he skims through it. And he comes across the same information that you would have all gained when you all initially read the book. This is, I think, mostly the same as what I read about these stones. And although it's been a very long time and I haven't access to any of the reading material while I've been stuck here, this is, for the most part, what I remember about them. I'm not sure exactly how many of them there are, but it seems to me that from what I've read, and from this book especially that you all have in your possession, that there are 5 of these stones. The book seems to indicate that when they're brought together, something will happen. I'm not so sure what will, but it seems to be kind of ominous. As far as the scroll is concerned, it just seems like a scroll that seems to display all the stones, really, and what they do, although it seems to be torn off at a part, missing the rest of the stones from the scroll. Although the scroll looks quite a lot older than this book does.
Then perhaps the book would contain more information about the scroll if it was made after it.
Maybe, but from my skim reading I couldn't find anything about any scroll in here. This seems to just have a vague sort of writing about each one of the stones and what they supposedly do and which god supposedly crafted them. And while some of this information sounds new to me... What did you say? Did you change its rarity?
Mine is an Abe mask on Abe's eyes.
Oh my
but
god.
It's totally cut, sorry.
The element of generosity. Darling.
Okay, so in
I feel like-
response to that,
Yeah.
I think I'll just say, look, this is what we know and this is what we have.
Yes.
If you can't help us learn more, then and I'll just look to the others.
Well, there is something
We have
that
to go on our way.
as far as information, like raw information is concerned, I don't have any possessions on me that necessarily directly relate to these stones. However, I have had some theories about this place and what this all might mean, because I've been stuck here for so long, so I've been thinking about it a lot and trying to find a way out. But I've thought about why I could have maybe been transported into this place in the first place. I was contemplating maybe if this is really the interior of the stone in some sense, or this is a creation of the stone, as in sort of like a trapped plane or dimension of sorts that the stone creates. Maybe the stone itself or someone trapped me inside, but I don't remember there being anybody. And if there was no one, and I really did just get trapped by the stone inside here, then maybe the stone needs life force inside of it to feed it and to power its magical energy.
I don't want to be food.
Well, that's not
No.
similar to anything I've read. I was thinking
Did
that
you-
maybe that if there were more lives in here, because I haven't come across a single other living being aside from these golems, although I do not consider them to be the same necessarily as I or as you, and he looks at the rest of you. That maybe
Are you blind?
my vision hasn't ever been the greatest, but
You haven't come across another living being?
no.
I motion to all of the trees and the grass.
As he says that, like just like a butterfly just like lands on his shoulder and then like flies away.
I
They just-
start leaving. I'm going north.
Not a single living being. I thought that maybe, because I thought I was the only one here, that the stone could only handle one living being, and that as soon as another
You
entered,
are
the previous would be
incorrect.
transported out. However,
That
that's
was a pretty shit theory.
well, it's yes.
Yes, Cole, I agree with you.
Anyway, that is what I thought up until now.
You're a fairly poor wizard. I understand why they didn't let you come back to the
Look, it's been a while.
school you were working at.
I'm not necessarily my. That's very rude of you.
Well, you did attempt to kill my cat.
I didn't. Yeah, it's
Agree to disagree.
Okay. Anyway.
I
one-
say we go see the lava boat. That sounds kind of fun. Whilst we wait for someone to rescue us. Maybe we
I'm
can wait in the tower.
I'm interested in also, if possible, going to see just the temple, if it is anything at all like where I'm from. I may have some interest there.
If you're going towards the temple, then I will not help you there. There's too
Okay.
many stone golems. I can
You've
only
done
wish you
enough.
well.
And
Okay.
I start walking.
Alright. He turns around and he starts to like very slowly trek back into that part of the forest that like he was heading to originally to see his friend.
Who's his friend?
He starts to
Who's
leave.
friend?
He turns around. Would you like to meet them?
What are they?
They're a small, friendly stone golem. Although I can't wake them up. I don't know how.
Queenie, I don't think your mic's coming through if you're trying to say things.
Oh,
I just occasionally see you trying
Queenie,
to
your
talk.
mic is like off or something, I think. You like somehow turned it off. I don't know what you did.
Oh no.
Nah, we can't hear you. Is there like a thing on your headset somewhere that's like a turn on, turn off thing, maybe?
Oops.
Ponytail.
Hey now.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh no, I accidentally turned off my mic.
There we go.
Actually, like-
Okay, welcome back.
Oh.
Sorry if I ignored you. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, I was like, oh, maybe I'm not speaking loud enough, and I spoke louder. I was like, sick one. Anyway,
Hmm.
what was I saying?
Something.
Let's keep going. I forgot.
Okay.
I'm
I'll
sorry.
look to Baron and say, shall we go north or shall we pursue him?
Let's go see the golems. They seem very interesting. We can make some new friends.
I
Shall
want
we?
to meet the small golem.
Yeah, the small golems.
There's only one.
Sure.
Golem.
Oh,
All
small
right.
golem.
Follow
Okay,
me
I will
then,
follow.
if you'd like to see. And he starts walking into the forest. And like he walks through a few trees, and for anybody who follows him, Tamar is sort of like he's walking.
Okay, Tamar's there.
Tamar's there. He's very like he's been quiet, but very like he doesn't look like he trusts this old man, and he's walking by Cora's side like the whole time for the most part, but he's trying to not make it obvious that he's like
Cora's skipping. He is enjoying his little holiday inside the jewel.
Tamar
He
looks
is
like
living inside a jewel. Just comprehend how happy he is right now.
Tamar looks like he's just if anything
about
happens, he's
24
ready to
hours.
like throw an axe at the old man. He's just like he's gonna look for like one instance of like aggression. He's gonna be like, "Nah, you're out." So he's very ready. He's very ready. He's very sympathetic towards Jade's plight, but
They
I'll
got
walk
on.
alongside him as well. Yeah, we do actually.
interestingly enough, interesting vibes this group has.
You guys could hold Cora's hands and swing him like a child.
I do it.
1, 2, 3, wee.
I do it.
As you sort of make your way through the forest and you walk into like a sort of a small sort of clearing, it's like a little beacon of light kind of shining through the treetops in just a small area. You see a stone golem with like a sort of positive is kind of a neutral word. A sort of happy expression on its face, with its eyes closed, sitting on a log, covered in sort of moss. You're just sort of
Aw.
sitting there, motionless, looking like it's just kind of resting. It isn't moving,
Cute.
and it seems like it's been there for like a little while. And
Oh,
it's just like on a seat. It looks like it's looking over to just the nothingness sitting next to it. And as the old man kind of walks by, he sits in that place where the golem looks like it would have been looking. And he looks to all of you, and he looks to the golem. This was my friend, but he went to sleep.
oh, so
I-
he's not your friend anymore because he went to sleep?
Well, I don't exactly know how to wake up a stone golem. Or
Can I go Arcana check it?
yeah, you can.
Same.
Go for it. Anybody who wants to.
I don't have that good Arcana, so I'm not gonna.
19 plus 6. 25, right, Quinny?
Yes.
Okay.
And Aelin?
I'm gonna ask.
12.
12? Okay. For both of you, this sort of a creature is very different to like any other creature you've kind of checked the Arcana of. It still seems like there's a magical aura coming from it. It's not just you would both get the impression that it's not like lifeless in terms of like no magic being emanated. It's clearly still a magical being, although it seems to kind of, not be emanating that much of it. Core, especially, you would kind of get the vibe that maybe it's just in some sort of resting, sleeping, hibernating state of some kind, and there's just something missing that's keeping it from being woken up in a sense.
I smack its cheeks.
You're smacking rock.
Okay. That was fun.
I would like to do an investigation check on the rock of Golem.
Yeah, go for it.
15.
15? Is there anything specific you're looking for while you do this?
Just trying to see, like, what kind of properties, what he's made of. Does he seem like he has life in him?
Okay, so if you're not doing a magical check, it looks totally lifeless to you. It's, for the most part, it just looks like a stone statue that's just kind of been crafted to look this way, and it's just sitting here. Although the old man would attest that it's moved in the past. Right now, it just seems like there's nothing more to it. It's not carrying anything. It doesn't have any equipment or weapons or clothing. It's just kind of a stone statue that's been
gaslight
carved
him
down.
that it is moving and talking to us, but he just can't.
Oh,
see
yeah.
Oh my god.
So evil.
So he sits there and he sort of like brushes off some of the leaves and stuff that have fallen on his friend. Just kind of pats him down.
Should we leave these two alone?
I would like to go up to the golem.
You do? Is there anything you want to do?
Hello?
Doesn't respond. It's kind of looking
I
off
would
to the
still-
side
so-
with eyes closed.
I would also like to make an investigation check,
Alright.
just in case the others missed something. And why did my character sheet close? Which one should I use? Okay, I'll use the jade one. Okay. 15.
15?
Considering that I am made of stone,
Yeah.
anything that...
So with your statue background, taking that into account,
My
you
stature.
do get the feeling, just kind of intuitively, from your check as well, that this statue is not, in fact, dead. It's not a dead statue. It's not just carved. It is like, in a similar sense to you, it is like a being that can exist and like move around and stuff. But right now, it seems to be in some sort of state where it's just motionless. In a very similar way to like a lot of your compatriots might have been in your temple, that they have the potential to be woken up in a similar way to how you've been woken up in a way, but it's just missing that key component. Just something. It's hard to say exactly what it is because you don't necessarily know what would have woken up you or the others around you. It's hard to say whether it's something simple or something as complex as like a very intense magical spell. But it seems like it's definitely just chilling out, waiting to be reignited in some sense.
I'll reach out a hand and pat it on the shoulder and just say, "It's not your time yet, friend." And I'll turn around. He's like me and Tiny Fury
He
and
looks at
my
the two of you.
other associate from the temple. We are the only ones who are able to become like this.
How did you... Are you saying that you were once a motionless statue as well?
Yes.
Do you know how
We-
you woke up?
No. We
Okay.
do live in a world of magic where we can be sucked into stone, so I do not think it is a leap to believe that that is possible, but
Actually, maybe in that case, you can give me some semblance of at least something to ease my anxiety. There is something that I've been thinking about, although I don't know if it's true, and I don't necessarily know if I want to know the answer or not, but I have the feeling that my friend, regardless of whether or not they're moving or communicating with me or giving me any indication that they're still here or alive, I'd like to think that they can still see me and appreciate my efforts, and to know that I'm here, protecting them as much as I can. I like to come here every few days and make sure that the leaves aren't encumbering them.
I had very few skills when I woke up. If waking up is the right word.
Pardon me if it
I
is
had to
not.
learn everything. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know many things. I had to learn everything. A lot of the stuff that I do know now I learnt from Core and from these people here too. But one thing I brought with me from my dormant stages was insight
I understand.
and an ability to see the world differently with a little more clarity. So I believe if he's anything at all like me,
Yes.
he can see you.
It's funny you should say that. You see, my friend wasn't always this way. They weren't always a motionless statue. They did move and interact, and for many years they kept me company when I was fleeing from the other golems, for they seemed different. But I did manage to teach them at least one spell, just in case anything were to happen to me. I wanted to make sure that I had something, just to make sure that I wouldn't die unnecessarily or be killed by a stone golem, and that I could be resuscitated, I guess revived, in a sense, if I did die. If I died in this form, at least, that I could be brought back as something else. And so I taught a little bit of magic to this one, and he kind of puts his hand on the knee of the stone golem sitting next to him. And if they're in this state and I do die, then there is no chance that I would come back, most likely. For this, my friend, he pats him again, he can reincarnate me, if need be. And it seems that I am now a dangerous position, and very vulnerable. It would mean a lot to me if you could awaken my friend, and I would repay you however necessary.
Sir,
Yes.
if you have the ability to teach the concept of reincarnation,
Yes.
you can do it yourself, can you not, to another?
I cannot.
Dumbass. Core just calls for the back.
I have already
Why?
tried.
But if you know the theory, could you not teach one of us?
I do not know the theory anymore. This was a long time ago. I feared that as I got older I might lose some of that ability. And over time I've begun forgetting a lot. For you see this staff as well, and he kind of lifts up his cane a little bit before he just kind of rocks to and fro, and puts it back down to stabilize himself. I rely on this staff to cast a lot of my magic. I'm beginning to lose my abilities, slowly over time. All the powerful magic and spells that I used to know, I can no longer seem to cast. And I don't know why. I don't know if it is this plane that is sucking the magic right out of me, or if it's just my life force slowly being drained over time, and my memory slowly wiping itself away. I don't know. But I'm losing
I'll
it.
turn to the others. I will turn to the others.
I'm not enjoying this as much as I was.
No, but I have more questions now. More for you guys. What do you think if we try and break him free and see if he can't remember his magics once he's on the material plane?
Tamar kind of looks around. I don't know. I don't know if we should trust this old man.
Neither do I. His name is Calarel, and I don't trust that name.
He looks to the old man.
Still, we should not let him be trapped here.
Do you know? Tamar looks to him. Anyone else that goes by that name? Your name? Any other Calarels? And the old man kind of looks around. No. Why? Why does my name mean so much to you? And Tamar looks to the rest of you. It's not so much that it means anything to me specifically, but
It means something to us.
What is
Core's
it?
pulled out chocolate and he's just eating in the background.
Do you know?
It's really on brand. I like it.
Do you know something about my name that I don't?
The Calarel I know, or we know, is a necromancer.
Pretty evil.
He kind of lifts
What
his head up a
he said.
little bit. What do they
He
look
can
like?
also throw fireballs.
Looks like you.
Looks like you, yeah. With
Looks
a cloak
Let's-
that's quite like that.
Decrepit.
Yeah, he does. The Calarel that you've seen is like more ghastly and ghoulish, although a lot. He looks a lot younger than 100 in human years.
Oh.
Looks more like maybe he's
Is
like
it-
50 or something.
Is it possible that you previously knew the cloning spell also?
I don't recall. I don't think I did. There was a student of mine, long time ago, a mischievous student who could make through himself. Always caused trouble.
That is him. He has caused trouble in the material plane.
Oof.
Your student.
Do you know if your soul's in here or just your body? Out of interest.
I don't know. I think I might be losing it slowly. I think my body is here. I can feel it. But what? I don't remember that student's name, but it certainly wasn't Calarel. That's not a very common name, especially among human people.
It is now. No, not a common name, but it's his name now.
How long
Still
have you been
holding
in here?
It's been a long time. Maybe 6, 7, or 8 decades. But that student... You said he looks like me.
Dresses
Younger.
like you. Younger.
Yeah.
There's wrinkles.
He was always interested in Orcus. If that really is him, and he's gotten powerful since then, since my time, even though he was just a wee lad when I knew him, I would be wary. I would be careful. For only destruction and chaos can come from any obsession with Orcus that isn't purely historical.
We're not obsessed with orcas. Just saying. Orcs? Yeah, they're cool. Orcas.
Tamara looks at you as you say that. What is your deal anyway? What is your deal with the stones?
There's one in my chest. And we're looking for the others, apparently. Somehow.
There's one in his hat. I point at Baron.
Ding! Tips fedora, and then takes it out.
That's the wait. You have the dead Zorn in your hat.
I have one in my pocket, but I'm not saying shit.
Okay, he looks at the dead Zorn. That's a dead Zorn. And he looks back at you.
No.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but they look a lot more like that. And he points to Jade's torso.
Oh, well, yes, this is a magic trick, you see. And I shoved the Zorn back into my hat in front of him while making eye contact.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
hello.
Right. Okay. Well, I think I've had enough.
Yeah,
If there is, I guess the only other thing that I remember is that student of mine was always very interested in the stones too. I do remember at least that much, but any more than that, I feel escapes me after all this time. I did have a few other students, but none of them were quite as mischievous as he was. Anyway, I'm sorry I can't help you anymore with that. I don't know why he would be taking on my name or impersonating me on the material plane of all things. But I guess I'm an easy target since I'm gone, in a sense, now. I guess maybe nobody knows that I've disappeared. Or maybe that really is me, and I don't know what this is here. He just kind of looks around. Maybe I've died. Maybe you'll have too. Who knows? Who knows? And he starts to get up slowly. Who knows? Retreat.
I have a friend.
Oh!
You have a tiny fury.
He was
You
You have
doing
a
that
staff.
The little tiny viewer. Retreat.
Sorry, I got distracted by cat. Can I do? Can I ritual cast some detect magic?
Yes. What do you want to detect?
Magic.
Just in this area?
Within 30 feet of me.
30 feet of you?
And it goes for about 10 minutes, so I might start wandering around just trying to get a feedback on just the area.
Okay, it seems like for the most part, you're getting this, like, general sense of magic emanating from this just the plane of existence that you're on. It feels very similar to the magic that would emanate from, like, a sanctuary or something like that, or, like, an artificial space created somewhere, or, like, the magic that emanates from Baron's Hat, for example. It's that sort of, like, general magic that's emanating from it. You do feel a very strong-ish sort of necromantic, magical aura, like, emanating from the old man, although it feels a lot weaker than the magic that, like, the strong, potent magic that emanates from Calarel, or from the Calarel that you know, at least. Who knows who this old man is? Maybe he's not even Calarel, who knows? But you get that sort of sense. There is a very weak sort of magic that's emanating from the statue. There's kind of strong magic that emanates from all of you magic users, and the magic that emanates from the statue is kind of similar to the magic that emanates from Jade, like that sort of life force energy that you kind of feel even with that sort of spell. Although it is like a little bit weaker.
Okay, so.
But aside from that, you don't sense any like specific curses or transmutation magic or like illusory magic or anything like that in this area. It seems like for the most part, it's very chill, and it's very like low magic in general as far as your surroundings are concerned.
Cora's kind of shimmying in the direction of the lava moat, hoping nobody notices him. Just like.
So if you want, actually, I'll also just give you a recap in case you want just a very quick overview of like the locations that you found. You've got... Hold on. You've got that lava moat plus tower in the east, which doesn't seem to have any golems or any sort of mobs there. You've got the like the medium-sized sort of fortified small building. Like I said, medium-sized small building, as if like, okay. Medium-sized building, guarded by like 2 clay golems to the west. You've got that hole that you found to the south, and you've got kind of a dense sort of forest which seems to resemble like the area around Jade's temple to the north, which is guarded by numerous stone golems. Or at least it's not being guarded necessarily, but there are stone golems patrolling that sort of area. So those are your immediate hotspots of interest, let's say.
Lava moat has no golems.
That's true.
Yes, also perhaps nothing to guard.
But it's a lava moat. How often do you see a lava moat, guys? I mean, not often for me.
While I would like to go and see the golems, perhaps it is a good idea to set up a base and then go from there.
And what cooler a base than surrounded by a lava moat?
That is very cool.
Haha.
Obviously not literally, because it is quite hot.
It's quite hot.
Yeah.
A hot spot.
Cool. I was like backing up.
Tamara just sort of shrugs.
Okay.
Well, I like the sound of no golems. So
I'll start following Core.
Alright, so
I'm gonna pretty quickly go to the loo though.
Okay, let's take a quick break. We're gonna do a loo break. We'll all be back in just a moment. For everybody who's watching, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some more content. We're just gonna go on a break really quickly. Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Back to cameras only. Welcome back to Shiny Boys. We're ready to shine. We're here with the boys. And if I understand correctly, you're all in agreement to head to... Where was it again? To the lava moat tower place. All right.
Hesitant agreement, but agreement.
I was going to be like, I want to go to the temple.
Outvoted. Let's go.
3G Tamar, which way do you want to go?
I like
Not
that
towards
there's...
the fire.
Not towards the golems.
Sorry, Baron. Maybe later. I also want to go there.
Okay, I don't mind.
Well, who knows? You might be trapped in here forever, so that's going to be a hell of a lot of time to get into all these places. But, for the most part...
I don't want to be trapped here forever.
You might not be, who knows?
I want to go to the Feywild because we need to rescue Daryl.
Yeah, true. True.
Hello, I'm here with some grapes.
Welcome back. That's great.
I'm not going to
That's
mute
great.
myself too.
So you make your way through, and for the most part, the trek doesn't take a whole lot of time. It takes you the better part of the day.
Ugh.
So once you reach the end... And also,
I'm required to be carried for this trek. He walks like half an hour. He's like, I can't do it anymore.
I do it.
There we go.
Jade, you carry? Okay,
Tiny
Jade, you're
Fury.
carrying Tiny
I-
Fury and another Tiny Fury.
Tiny Fury.
Checks out.
So you're there. Tamara's there.
Okay.
He looks content that you're all safe for the most part. He's kind of checking up on Tiny Fury every now and then if you're keeping Tiny Fury out. Okay. All good. So you guys are walking, and you, after about 6-7 hours of trekking, without having run into any sort of interesting wildlife aside from like small little critters and grasshoppers and crickets and that sort of stuff, the path all the way to that tower seems to be pretty easy, pretty chill. It doesn't seem like there's any golems even on the way, and you keep an eye out as you go, and you're stealthing as you need to, hiding behind trees. Yes, Brigitte?
Can I do a survival check to see how like tread these paths are?
Yeah, you can go for it. Roll for me a survival check.
Cool. That is an 18 plus 4. 22.
22? Looking around, especially in the path that you're taking from like where the old man went, you did initially see that there were some sort of footsteps heading out into this general direction that seemed to be the old man's, but they kind of eventually, after a point, once you walked out a couple hours, they sort of turned around and started to head back in that general direction of where the campsite was. Past that, you don't see any other recent footsteps or anything. If there were any footsteps from golems around in the area, you would most definitely notice them, and it seems like for the most part the ground is like completely undisturbed, as if really small like insects and bugs are the only things that have ever really stepped foot around these parts. Seems like the golems and the old man himself hasn't trekked this route specifically.
Is the old man with us, or has he stayed back?
He stayed back.
So he's been on this island for 7 decades, did he say?
He doesn't really know exactly how long. He said like a bunch of different years.
He never walked this way.
The highest estimate that he gave was something like 80 years, and the lowest estimate that he gave was 2, but he maybe said that like kind of jokingly. So
Even 2 years, he's never tried to figure out what's this way.
it's not necessarily that he hasn't ever tried to walk this way, but with the leaves from the trees falling down and the kind of the grass growing and the dirt sort of resetting, the footprints from 50 years ago, say, would not be left here anymore. The only ones that you see recently is like a recent
Unless
sort
you
of
rolled
walking.
like a 30 survival check.
Unless you roll something insane, I won't let you see footsteps 80 years into the past. But for the most part, like, it looks like within the last maybe month or so, this kind of area has been pretty much like just left alone for the most part. The grass has kind of grown, and it's, there's shrubbery everywhere, and you're kind of avoiding it. It's not super easy terrain to traverse, but it's easy enough that you can run away if something pops up. It's not necessarily difficult terrain. But after enough walking, it's evening time, the sky sort of dims, and you do sort of notice as you walk through these areas that have less trees and you can see more of the sky, that there doesn't seem to be a sun or a moon in the sky. It's just kind of like brightly bluely lit in general, and then you've got it kind of dimming down with no real sunset occurring either. It's just kind of dimming as if somebody's turning down a light. So you don't get that sort of nice sort of sunset look that you would normally get in the material plane or like even the Feywild, where the sun is kind of in a constant state of kind of setting and not setting. So it feels artificial in that sort of sense. It's more like a room that's being like dimmed, and you kind of notice that as you go. And there's no clouds in the sky either. It's kind of weird. But you do notice that sort of thing. It's just very clear skies. But anyway, after
this
that,
whole situation is kind of weird.
yeah,
It would
this
make
was-
sense that there's no clouds because that's not technically the sky, it's just up.
Can I do a weird thing?
a weird thing. I love weird things. What weird thing do you want to do?
Can I do a druid crafting to detect the weather for the next 24 hours?
Oh
I've never
yeah,
used it for that.
yeah, go for it. That sounds cool.
I
as.
only use it to make flowers.
How do you do it?
Same.
How does this look?
So I create a tiny, harmless sensory effect that predicts the weather, what the weather will be at your location for the next 24 hours. It might manifest as a golden orb for clear skies, a cloud for rain, falling snowflakes for snow, and so on. Anyways, basically what she's attempting to determine is there weather in this
Okay.
terrarium, for lack of a better term.
We're living
Okay.
in Sarah's terrarium.
I said that, I think my microphone cut out. But yes, this is the dream.
In that case, you would see, after having cast that, a golden orb, I think. Whatever it is that indicates clear skies, calm weather, no breeze. That is one thing that you have noticed just by being here for a while, is that there's like no wind. There's no wind anywhere in this place. It's just still air. For
I
the most
need to
part.
be windswept.
It doesn't feel like it's totally, like, it doesn't feel like it's, you know, it's like you're in a stuffy room, because there are trees and stuff around, and the foliage is very much real, and Druidi, you would especially notice that.
I was gonna say that was my next thought was nature check on the plants. Are these real plants?
Just naturally, you would get the idea that, like, the plants and the grass and all that stuff is, like, 100% real. All that stuff is planted. It's not, like, any sort of magical construct, even though the general sort of dimension that you're in might be. These trees and stuff, they all do grow like normal plants would. And from the layout of the forest and stuff, you would get that sort of impression as well anyway. But as far as weather's concerned, no breeze, and it looks like it's going to be very, very clear and chill and calm tomorrow as well for the next 24 hours. Wow.
I don't like chill and calm.
This is the opposite of Melbourne, where it literally just hailed and now it's not even raining. I don't even know that.
I love Melbourne. Never calms down.
But I think as evening approaches and the sky starts to dim, you do see the glowing aura, the light piercing through the darkness in the trees, coming from the absolutely huge lava moat as you approach. And as you kind of come to the area, the trees sort of spread out a bit till there's no trees around anymore. You get the idea, especially for Druidi and anybody who's maybe kind of a little bit more in tune with nature.
I'm a druid now.
Yeah. So anybody who's even like remotely kind of familiar with
Corsets in
nature
character.
gets the idea that maybe trees don't naturally grow very much around this area, because if a tree fell into the lava, it would catch fire and would cause the surrounding forest to just burn up entirely. So
I say all of this in a very well-educated manner as we approach the moat.
and you see with the trees not growing. So the ground is sort of there's grass and stuff growing, so it seems like there hasn't been a forest fire or anything recently. But you do see kind of like little bits of evidence to suggest that there may have been forest fires at some point in the past in this area, probably caused by the massive 100-foot wide lava moat encircling the tower.
By real life events.
No. Quinny, no.
Oh,
It's not.
Quitting your band.
Please no.
Triggered.
Remember when we thought that was going to be the most memorable thing about 2020? Oh,
Oh,
we were so
that
innocent back then.
Good.
Yeah.
Before that, it was World War III. And then
Yeah, I remember. Oh my god. It was like January 1st, 2nd, and 3rd were all like crazy days. There was that vine of like the person rolling for 2020, and it was just getting like, they were like a nat 1 on the 3rd day or
Oh,
something.
it was on TikTok, right?
Yeah, on TikTok. Did I say a vine? Yeah, TikTok.
So good.
Anyway,
I'm excited for this month.
it's now becoming evening time, and normally you'd kind of have like an orangey sort of golden sunset kind of
Ugh.
appearing before you if you were anywhere other than this dimension.
sorry.
Right now it's just kind of like dimmed, so it's like kind of like the light bulb in the room is like being turned down a little bit, so it's getting darker, but it's still like blue from the sky is like still just there, just darker now.
This is creepy.
And less light is being emanated. But you can see now, lit in front of you, this lava moat and this like kind of, now you can see much more closely, this stone tower kind of reaching up about 100 feet into the air.
Yes, this will do.
So you're there. You're at the lava moat, which is emanating quite a lot of heat. It looks like it would hurt a lot. A fatal amount of damage might be caused should you try to swim in this stuff. But it's there, and you've got 100 feet of it to get across if you'd like to get to the tower.
Is there any crossing?
If you walk around, you kind of make your way around, you inspect everything. Looks like there is no bridge.
What if
There isn't even one built anywhere. There's no... Yeah.
What if I summon my giant eagles again?
Can ride the eagles like Gandalf.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you
You
ride
go,
them?
Thomas. Giant eagles.
Gandalf can.
Hell yeah,
If
dude.
Gandalf can, Baron can.
Yeah.
If they're straight, wait, it depends on their strength, but yeah.
Wait, let me just check.
No, I like the rule. If Gandalf can, we can.
16 strength.
Yeah, I reckon you guys could be carried across. If you'd like to ferry everybody over with your eagle, that's a legit way of getting everybody across to the other side.
I guess I'll have to cast it again because it's been a couple of hours, eh?
It's been more than a couple.
Yeah, so I have to cast it again.
Unless someone wants to try and throw someone across.
No, I'll do a lot of play. I'll summon 2 eagles,
Okay.
2 giant eagles, and then Cor can fly himself there. I know that.
No, I want to ride on the eagle.
I like to imagine that's canon in game.
Druids don't get wild. Sorry, druids don't get wild shapes with flight until level 8.
Oh no. Okay. Well, who wants to go first on my
Me.
goon? Okay. You.
I'll go on the other one then.
Okay. I hope my eagle can hold you.
I wait. I understand you, but we'll see how that goes, I guess.
That'll be fine. Which
Who's
is,
heavier, Tamar or Jade? Probably Jade.
the only thing
Yeah.
I'm going to do is I'm going to make your eagle do a strength check for Jade, but I'm going to say that everybody else can make it through. Okay.
Not for me. I'm 75 pounds.
Okay, so everybody's ferried across tomorrow as well. Quinny, roll a strength check for me for one of your eagles that's carrying Jade across.
Whew. Wait.
Hefty Jade.
It's pretty good. But the eagle gets a +3 to strength,
Mhm.
right? 21.
21? Yeah, for the most part, it's like
21.
it does it without much hassle. It looks like it's carried heavy loads in the past, can handle it no problem. Jade, you make it safely to the other side, and you guys are all standing in front of this very tall, especially now that you can see it up close, about 100-foot tall, thin tower.
Is there a door?
Let me just check exactly what this contains.
I'd like to, yeah.
There is a door. There is a door in front of you to enter the tower. And should you try open it, it does look like a normal kind of door, just made of stone. It's a little bit more sturdy. It does appear to be locked, and there is a keyhole as well.
Someone
I will
kick it
try
down.
I was going to say I will try and punch the door open.
Okay, roll for me a strength check.
It's not good. Really low. It's not even worth
Tamar
mentioning.
better go next.
All right, Tamar's actually good. He watches Jade, and he's gonna follow in.
It's very good form, it's just not enough power.
So you punch it, and it just sort of like seems like you got the right idea, but maybe the execution in the right place, and the door wasn't maybe necessarily the best.
Mhm.
Tamara is going to attempt to punch the door in a different spot, maybe thinking that maybe if he punches like at the hinge, it'll come off a little bit easier. Seeing as you might be just punched it like just kind of in the middle, and he's going to roll a strength check as well. Dirty 20. He manages to break one of the hinges of the door. The top one specifically. And the door is kind of like hanging there now. It looks like it's a lot weaker than before. It's still locked, technically. So it's like, it's jammed at the lock area and it's jammed at the bottom hinge. And he looks to the rest of you and getting ready to punch again, like, for confirmation.
Can I
that you should.
assist him so he's advantage?
Yeah, sure. You can assist him. And
Go, strong boys.
if you're both going to punch, Jade, I'll get you to roll this time with advantage.
Cool, both my jade dice, let's do it. Don't you fucking fail me, boy.
Threatening the dice.
Okay, that's much better. But it's not amazing, but it's better.
Mhm.
Just to check.
Just a check.
15.
15. With the two of you now working in tandem, and with the door having been weakened by the punch that both of you threw beforehand, it it comes off pretty cleanly. You punch it in the bottom hinge and it just kind of swings open. The lock itself, the lock point acting as kind of a hinge, ripping that part of it out of the wall. And it falls over.
Nice.
And as you look inside, you see like another sort of lowered area. Well, I say another. You see a lowered area.
There's another door. I was going to say.
There is another door. You do see that. But as you enter, you have stairs kind of coming down so that you're low. As you like walk in, if you choose to do so, you're kind of lowered into this lower level, basically, as if you're like a floor underneath the ground now. In front of you, in this room, you do see. Let me just check. Not that one. This is the wrong thing I'm looking at. You see two things. You see a door, and you see an inscription upon the door as well. In this room, there isn't much of anything else. You see a lot of cobwebs indicating, and a lot of like just a debris that's probably flown in from who knows when. It's just been there for a very long time. Bits of wood, some sticks that look like they've aged quite a lot in the time they've been here. But it seems like mostly this place has been unvisited for an extremely long amount of time. Aside from that, there are a couple torches in this room. There are two, one on either side, lighting up the room so that it's not totally dark, so it is a little bit lighter in here. Although, after having just crossed the lava moat, the light comparatively doesn't seem very bright, considering the lava is extremely bright underneath the, well, I'd say underneath the bridge, but there wasn't. Underneath your flight path, let's say. Upon this door, there is an inscription, and this door itself isn't locked if you choose to go through it. And we've got a riddle, is what this is.
Here we go.
Dude, I love it. I have to shove riddles in like every 5 sessions or something. That's just
I'm ready.
It's just cathartic for me. What can never be observed, but is wait, I'm just reset because I'm.
Let me get my riddle voice on.
What can never be observed, but its presence prevents. Wait, sorry. What can never be observed, but its presence prevents everything from being seen? Answer me this, and you shall be guided to the other side. What can never
Darkness.
Be... Maybe.
Okay.
Baron
Eyelids.
immediately speaks out. Tamara looks at you.
Yeah.
That sounds about right, yeah. Shall we? He looks at the door.
Yeah.
Go through.
Dark.
Baron, you go first.
I tell the eagle to squawk darkness in eagle.
Death metal screech.
Does that work?
You don't notice anything happen.
Just...
You still have the door in front of you.
Open the door.
You open the door. You walk in. If you do even walk in just a little bit, Baron, if you're walking in
Yes.
first,
I walk in.
you will see
Darkness.
now again.
Darkness.
Walls. You have a corridor in front of you. You've got torch on either side of you, lighting up the room, and you see this hallway in front of you with kind of a dip, as like a drop happens. It's not a very deep drop, but deep enough that there are spikes lining this hallway, 100 feet, or maybe even longer, into the distance. And you see on the other side a treasure chest. There are spikes on the ceiling and spikes on the walls as well.
That's never
That's
a
what
good
my
sign.
giant eagles are for.
What do you want to do with your eagle? Keep in mind, though, that if you try to ride your eagle, you will hit the spikes on the ceiling. It is very, very narrow, and if you try walk through or take damage, you can do that. The spikes don't look like they don't look like they'd necessarily be deadly enough if you're fast enough and just happen to not take that much damage while walking across them. But they're pointing out so far out of the walls and from the pit and from the ceiling that not even a single person can really make it through
What
easily.
about a
I'm
bird?
extremely small and very light. Could I possibly make it through?
As a person,
Could I shift to something smaller, like a gnome?
you'd have to be way smaller. The spikes from either side of the wall and the ceiling and the floor are long enough that they're almost touching in the center, and they're kind of intertwined. So if you're trying to
An insect.
if you can turn yourself into an insect, that would work, and you could get yourself through and just climb across the wall or through the spikes in a way that you wouldn't get stabbed by them.
Can Tiny Fury make it?
Tiny Fury could maybe make it, but if he's not agile enough, he would take damage from
10
the spikes.
HP. Ever.
Yeah,
I thought it was more like a crawl space we need to get through rather than a trap. But if this looks like it's a trap, then no. But
it's kind of a trap. If you're well,
I wouldn't send him.
make survival checks for me, everybody.
14.
And Baron,
not
also
bad.
make me an intelligence check.
14 plus 2,
17.
16. 16.
Okay.
I got a 9.
9, okay. And Rodriguez?
30-20.
Dirty. Alright, okay. So, maybe everybody initially notices this, and Baron doesn't notice immediately. But it looks like those spikes are built into the wall in such a way, how traps usually are, in a way that they could be retracted somehow. Like there's something in this room, or there's something you could do that would cause them to retract, maybe.
Investigation check.
Alright, roll for me, investigation. Baron, also, I want you to roll
Can
for
I
me
assist?
intelligence. Yep.
I have a plus. Assist, I have a plus 6. So do you want me to roll
Oh.
twice?
I have a +6 as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want to roll one?
Oh, is this investigation? Sorry, I thought it was insight. Yep. here we
Please
go.
roll because I got a natural 1.
Okay. 13.
Of course, you're just like,
Yeah, okay, so with your investigation, you kind of get the idea that, from just looking around, that whilst the spikes seem like they might be retractable in some way, and there's some contraption that's controlling this, there doesn't seem to be any like button or pressure plate or any sort of mechanical device around here or even in the previous room that's that seems like it would have any sort of effect on this sort of thing. The only thing that comes to mind is the riddle in the previous room. Baron, how
Darkness.
did you roll?
19.
19. With
Yeah.
with the answer that came to you
they
immediately,
disappear in the dark.
you kind of remember the riddle, and you
Yeah.
look around, and you do kind of, your eyes are drawn more so to the torches in this room and the other room, much more so than the spikes.
Darkness. Let's blow it out.
Okay.
Do you do so? You blow out the candles. The candles.
Druid crafting can be used to snuff out torches.
Oh, okay. So, couple of you, Baron, maybe Cora as well, you're going to blow out a couple of them. Rodriguez, would you like to snuff some out with Druidcraft as well?
I'll let them do it.
Alright.
Energy.
They all come out, and you're shrouded now in this hallway, purposefully designed to be away from the opening door, so far down into the ground and pointing forward ahead. It's shrouded in darkness, and as the darkness totally envelops the room and all of you in it, you hear a sort of mechanical whirring from beneath the ground and through the walls. As the spikes, you feel, shake and retract from in front of you. And the hallway itself opens up.
Can I test something, Thomas?
Yeah.
Can I? Oh no! Why is that so big? Can I shoot a firebolt into the hallway just to see if they come back when there's light?
Yep, sure, go for it.
I do that.
Alright, so you shoot a fireball initially. And as you launch it from your kind of standing position, the spikes seem to kind of come back briefly. They kind of shoot out from the walls as the fireball makes its way through. However, keeping that in mind, as you do launch the fireball, because it is a fireball and it's making its way across, it is lighting up.
It's not a fireball. Fireball's way too powerful.
So yeah, firebolt. As it makes its way through, you do take note that it does emit like an ambient sort of light that kind of it spreads throughout the entire room. So the whole room is being lit up very, very slightly. And it seems like not all of the spikes are reacting to that. But from the potent light of the fireball itself, it seems like wherever the fireball goes, it seems to be attracting those spikes with it. But it's not so much so that a very, very faint light, like the one coming from behind you, from the door, like that's still open back behind you, is causing any of the spikes to actually poke out at you. But anything strong enough, like a torch that's on fire, or a firebolt that you might cast, seems like that's powerful enough to trigger the spikes, however they may be triggered. Tamar looks at all of you, like, kind of... He looks like he's ready to start making his way across to the treasure chest.
Do we want the treasure chest?
I do.
I'm
sus.
kind of curious.
What for? If this is just a base for us.
It's not
Why don't we
really
send your eagle through, Baron, since it's dark now and they can grab the chest?
true.
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna go do. Goon number 1. Treasure chest. Bring back to me. Thank you, Goon.
Flies through. And Baron, you're probably the only person in the party who can't see where it goes. Everybody else,
Yes,
you see
I
it make
can't
its way to the end of this 100 plus foot corridor as it lands nearby the chest, kind of looks around. Looks like no other traps are being set off necessarily. As far as your survival checks were concerned, these spikes were the only things that you really noticed. It has a look at the chest and does its best to open the chest. Now, Baron, since this is your eagle, I would like you to roll a dexterity check for me to see if it's dexterous enough to be able to open a chest.
Or just pick it up.
Do I use the eagle stats?
Yep. Eagle's dex.
Okay. That's a 15.
15? Okay, it seems like, surprisingly, without a whole lot of effort or trouble, it seems to kind of open it up with its beak. It looks inside, and it looks at all of you. And it's going to pick up some stuff. So it puts its talons in the chest, and it's going to pick up some items. It's kind of making the presumption, or the assumption, that you want whatever is in the chest, so it's going to bring it to you.
Yes. Everything in the chest.
Thankfully, there aren't, like, wait, let's see, can it even bring everything? How many items can it carry? Probably all of these, there's not them.
If you can't, then go back and pick them up.
It makes 2 trips, and it brings back, in total, once everything is said and done.
He's a bad bird, Dad.
It brings back, it brings back 4 things. It brings back, in no particular order, 2 healing potions that were sitting in there. They look like they've been sitting in there for who knows how long. These are in very vintage flasks, nothing like you've ever seen before. These ones have been hidden away here for an ungodly amount of time. As well as those 2 healing potions, it brings back an uncut sapphire gemstone.
Mine, I grab it.
Like
What?
like
From
a,
anyone else can. No, I grab it.
it's just
I
like
just have a moment when I realise, uncut.
it looks like just a
It's fine.
raw stone that you would find while mining, almost untouched by the dirty hands of mankind.
It's
Yeah.
been
Or
touched by
Or
a
is
should I
happy.
say
I
This whole
cry.
trip was worth it.
humanoid kind? Everybody like makes gems in this world. Creature kind? Untouched by creature kind. Just nature and nothing else.
Mhm.
As well as that, one other thing. It does bring another... it brings back one other item, as well as all of that, in another vintage flask. And those of you kind of familiar with magic and that sort of stuff would recognize what this is kind of immediately. It brings back a very vintage flask of rare oils, value of which, depending on the size of the flask, would be around about 250 gold, which may or may not be important to any of you,
I
depending
wonder.
on what you want to do. But it brings that as well.
What that's for.
Outside of that,
Reincarnation.
rare oils.
yeah,
Do
Spell component.
yeah.
Cool.
So, FYI, those are the spell components for reincarnation.
Cost 1,000.
Yeah. Oh, it's a part, I should say. So this
Okay,
is
yeah.
250
I was
GP
gonna
worth.
say, I am very familiar with the cost
Yeah, yeah.
of reincarnation.
No, sorry, I thought you
Don't
meant that,
cross
like-
me.
No, I thought you meant that like oils weren't part of it. No, you need 1,000 GP worth of like oils and unguents, which
I
is like
was
just
That's not in our-
19,000 GP in debt for a year.
Unless you're in another campaign when you just need. Yeah, we've already discussed it.
Yeah.
Shall we put
Mhm.
this in this bad hat? This
As long as I keep the sapphire, I'm very happy to do what you want.
why are common people so obsessed with gems? It's just a sapphire.
Ugh. Cole actually looks disgusted when you say that. He's like, ugh.
But yeah, aside from that, it seems like the chest doesn't have anything else noteworthy enough for the eagle to bring back, as far
Does
as you
anyone
can tell.
want to take the healing potions?
I suppose
Probably
I'll take-
you, Baron.
Oh,
Because
true.
you're
I do
so squished.
Okay, I'll take a healing potion, but I actually have like 8 of them on me.
Oh my god.
Like the first session.
You don't have-
For all of them.
As the only one who can't heal themselves, I would
Yeah.
maybe just like one.
As you say that, Tamar looks at you. When you say the only one that can't heal themselves, he looks at you with a sort of exasperated look.
Okay,
Tamar,
You know
you have
what,
hit
Orc?
a
here you
one.
go. I'll give it.
Fair.
Here you go, Orc.
Tamar gets it from being passive aggressive.
You know what? It's on the house. See, my 39 HP. Yeah, I don't need it. You need
Hey,
it.
I only got 40, dude. Shut up.
Tamar only
my
has
HP
less
starts with
than
a
both of
3.
those.
Oh shit.
What? Can I roll it?
If you
I don't know what.
do you want to insight how like healthy or how much HP he has?
Yeah.
Yeah, roll for me
It's
either
so
medicine or
weak.
insight, anything like that. For Judy, you can assist if
18,
you like.
So whatever. Good. It was good. I don't.
Good?
What stat did I use?
Okay. Basically, what you would get is that he's not as high level as you.
He's level 1, isn't he?
We need
He's
to have
not
a training
level 1.
montage.
He's not level 1, but you guys are definitely more proficient fighters, spellcasters, medics, and all that sort of jazz than he is a barbarian, necessarily. He
Let's
has-
have a training montage later with him.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Jade and Tamar can do reps together.
Bumping
We just
iron.
like take turns like lifting core up and down.
Maybe not core. Maybe lift each other up.
Oh my god, yes. That'd
Yes.
be so funny.
But yeah, that's the kind of impression that you get from just looking Tomorrow over. He is ready to fight, but he isn't necessarily as good at it as any of you would be. And yeah, that's kind of what you would get from that sort of check. With
Give
that all
him
out of the
one.
way,
I did. I already
Good.
did.
oh, you
Good
give him
job,
one.
Nora.
Okay, I will add it to his inventory.
Who's the strongest out of us? Is it Dreedy?
Dreamy,
Yeah.
what's your plus
He
for strength?
has 55. Right?
Oh, HP, yeah.
HP,
I have-
yeah.
Yeah,
I
despite
have
From
50.
40.
less, Tamar has less.
Can,
But
because I rolled really well, can I tell what he has?
he's in the low
No,
30s.
Meta!
He's in the
That's not
low.
meta.
He looks like he's in the low 30s.
Okay.
It's only meta if you use the knowledge to your advantage in a way that
Yeah,
your
if I'm
character
like
wouldn't act.
counting his hit
Yeah.
points,
Yeah.
that's meta. Like when he gets hit every time.
Yeah, it would only be meta if you were like, I'm not going to do this because I know that he has only 2 HP left, when your character would actually not realize that in that moment, maybe.
Having a vague ballpark is like you can kind of see how weak the character is. So that's
Dang.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm almost as weak as Tamar, and I'm actually higher level than him.
You look at Tamar with his rippling muscles, and you're like, I'm almost as weak as Tamar.
Just for fun, I'm going to check actually.
Higher level.
You know what though? He, as far as like squishiness is concerned, he's a lot better off than Avros. A lot better off.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy.
So it's just a little fun
just
insight
add
there.
the oils to my inventory.
But he is also a barb.
Mm.
Anyway, with that out of the way, would you like to make this your home somehow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you make it homely, if at all?
Prestidigitation. Glitter everywhere.
Glitter everywhere? Okay, yeah, I'm guessing you light the torches back up. The spikes return if you do create any sort of
Yeah.
light. But aside from that, it is just barely big enough to fit all of you uncomfortably. Because it is a kind of a small sort of area, that initial space. It's very high. Like, if you're looking up, you can see, like, that there's windows and stuff kind of in the stone structure, and it stretches very far into the sky. And it looks like, just from looking at it, and if any of you are perceiving or investigating, then we'll just say that you can see that there looks like there used to be some sort of interior here that made this whole building act like a sort of a lookout at some point. Maybe there's like remnants of like floors where you can see wooden planks kind of peeking out through the walls, but it's all been sort of broken. There's also a lot of wooden debris just on the ground. Maybe remnants of stairs. At the very top, you can see kind of a trapdoor that probably leads just to the top of this tower as like a sort of lookout point. But aside from that, well, there's nothing much else in here. So you can kind of modify it and decorate it as much as you'd like to your heart's content.
Core immediately starts like pulling out the gauze and everything. He's like decorating around the lamps and everything.
You make
Using medical supplies.
Now, I'll say for the most part, that takes you like the rest of this evening, and it approaches nighttime. And if you'd like to, at this point, you can determine.
I want to take a rest.
We're going to take a long rest, but before we do that, would you like to establish any sort of order of night watches? Tomorrow would bring this up as a sort of potential suggestion, thinking that maybe keeping a lookout, just in case, would be probably good. So he's going to offer to do a night watch first, and you're going to need about 3 night watches to get through the night.
Who wants to go with me?
I'll go with you.
There we have one.
I will also take a watch.
Okay. Baron, are you going to watch as well with either Tamar or Vidri, or not at all?
Baron's gonna roll. I'll go with Dreedy.
Okay. Tamar looks like he appreciates that he's going to do a night watch by himself. He's kind of, you
Also,
know...
before we start our night watches, I would like to cast Hearth of Moonlight and Shadow.
Ooh, what does that do?
I've never heard
Um, it's a Fey Druid thing. where during a long or short rest, so during a long rest, I can touch a point in space and create an invisible 30-foot sphere that grants a +5 bonus to stealth and perception checks while in it. And light from open flames can't be seen from outside of it.
Oh god, that's great.
Nice. Nice.
Bad.
It's not going to matter too much because there is a moat of lava igniting this place, but aside from that...
Yeah, but it does keep us hidden while inside of it, and
True.
we can see extra well.
For sure. Okay, in that case, Tamara's going to take his watch first. I'm just going to roll for him to see if he sees anything, because if he sees anything bad, he will let you guys know. But otherwise...
And that's a +5 bonus to that.
+5? Oh my god, okay.
Yeah.
He actually needs it a lot. With the +5, he did okay.
What does that mean?
It means that he doesn't wake any of you up, as far as that's concerned. So it probably doesn't seem like he saw anything too precautious.
Okay.
Next, we'll have Core, Jade. You guys take your next, or the next watch. Could you please roll 2 dice for me? I would like you to roll, first of all, one of you, or however you want to delegate that, one of you roll for me a d12, and one of you roll for me a perception check.
Who has the better perception? I have +2.
Oh, I have +6.
Okay, I'll roll the d12.
Okay.
2.
21.
2 and 21? Okay, cool. So, with those rolls, you're looking out, you're keeping an eye on the surroundings. Is there anything you guys are doing while you're having a look out?
Kicking back.
Kicking back? Just taking it all in.
Is this a good time for our in-depth conversation?
There might not be a whole lot of time
Probably
left
not.
in this session for an in-depth conversation, depending on how long we go, but...
It's not the right time. Jade is like, looks over at Core like he wants to say something.
Can I insight Jade?
Sure.
I've made myself tea. And I'm just sipping it.
I need a drink.
That is a... Where's my insight? 15.
15. I'm not trying to hide anything. I just have a lot on my mind.
What's up, Jade?
I just had a lot of questions coming here, but now I feel like it's not the time to get answers to those questions.
The time where we're sitting together alone in the dark with nothing else going on is not the time to ask questions.
I feel like even if I ask, then there's not a lot we can do because we're trapped. So
About what, Jade?
look,
Tell me, I am very understanding.
Are the group awake? Anyone awake? Everyone's asleep?
No, tomorrow's going to sleep, everybody else is sleeping.
Well, I know it's hard sometimes for us to talk about our feelings in front of other people, so I wanted to... I don't know.
How are your feelings, Jade?
I don't know. I think I'd rather know what your feelings are.
About what in particular? This tea? It's great.
It sounds
Fruity.
delicious. I wanted to know a bit more about your intentions with Tamar. Your history.
Cool, like, looks around like, did he put you up to this? Are you a spy, Jade? Have you turned on me?
No, I wouldn't.
That's a relief. I didn't think you would. Why?
I think that perhaps... Well, 2 things. First, if we want to get Tamar fully on board with the idea of him coming along with us, then we seem to be able to communicate with each other. It might be good if I can explain a little better.
Strong, silent types.
If I can understand where you're coming from, maybe I can explain to him better. Also give him a bit more agency, but I suppose I'm also just curious. I've been kind of curious as to all of your friends and contacts here. You seem to have a lot of history, and it's something I don't really have with anyone other than you and one other person, Bronze, but that's very different.
Probably very different. Huh. I'm trying to think what actually Core would have said about Tamar to Jade. I don't know. He probably would have just said like, "Oh, yeah, that was uncomfortable." So, I don't want Tamar to die. That is an obvious thing.
Why?
Because why would I want anyone to die, obviously?
Mm-hmm. Insight check, is that like the whole answer? You don't have the high. It's 15. I have +6 to my insight.
He's giving you some bullshit. I don't think Core really cares if most people die.
I get the impression that there's not a lot that would cause you to protect people you don't know, but you do take protecting people you do know you care about to heart. I've seen that much. Otherwise, he wouldn't even be here.
Thank you, Jade. That is a lot of faith in me. Not many people have that. I appreciate.
I have faith in you. As much as you like to act as though you don't realize it or don't think it, you are a good person.
I'm quite a thespian.
And you're a very good actor in the kindest way. Well, I suppose if you don't want to tell me, that's your choice. I can't force you to change that. But I think another part of the reason why I've been so confused and acting out recently is because of I just feel a little bit like there's not a natural place for me here with all of these people. I'm always been a one other person, two other people kind of statue, you know? There's just so many people around these days, and I feel like I miss just it being us.
I mean, either you're a people person or you're not a people person, and that's perfectly fine. I reckon you're actually. Oh, I've got a good one. You are the rock of the group. You weigh us all together. No, that's glue. That was a terrible comparison. But yes, you get my meaning.
Thank you. It's a kind thing to say.
You're important, Jade. You should remember that. People like you. They gravitate to you. Again, with the heavy rock.
I'd like to feel like I'm more important to you.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Are you happy that we had this conversation now?
Sure. And I don't want you to think that I would necessarily upfront lie to you. There are just some things that I can't really answer. There are even some things, get this, don't tell anyone, that I feel bad about. And Tamar might be one of those things. But at the same time, it's very complicated.
Wait, I've learnt from you. Hang on. I tried. Was that anything?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You need to time it a bit quicker, though.
Oh. Usually I'm quite quick, quite dexterous, but not today. Oh. Thanks, cool.
And
Even if there's plenty of other people around, I'm glad it's us two as well. Still together.
Of course, smacks Jade on the back in a friendly pat.
I do not move an inch.
Core's like,
I think with that, the night, for the most part, as you observe it all, passes without much of a fret. Everything is chill, everything is calm. The night sky is not beautiful at all. It's just blank. There's just a blanket of darkness and nothing else in it. No stars, no moonlight, no nothing.
it's fine. I'm the view. Core turns on his changeling form for everyone.
But for the most part, it's all chill. You don't hear anything going on. It's all very, very eerily quiet. And with that, your night watch comes to an end. And we move on to Baron and Vidridi. Hello. Welcome to the night watch. Would you please decide which one of you for me is going to roll a d12 and which one is going to roll a perception check?
I have my eagle glasses. I think I should roll the perception.
Okay.
You know
cool.
what? That's fair. You also have a +5 on top of everything else. So
You know what? I don't even need it because I got a nat 20.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Damn!
now it's just even more disgustingly good, and it's just
We got the
chef's kiss.
glasses +5, nat 20.
Yeah,
Baron, your eyes fly out of your head to scan the
Yeah.
island during your night watch.
the most blessed roll.
How did your d12 go, by the way?
Oh, I haven't rolled it yet. I was
Okay, because
waiting.
this is going to affect what we see.
Uh-oh.
Well, you know how you rolled your nat 20? I rolled a nat 12 on a 12.
Oh! Okay. With your rolls, with your crazy rolls, holy moly, oh my god. That's a full crit sesh. This is like the... What? My god. We've had a lot of crits. We had crit from Jade, crits now again, in like very like story appropriate moments as well, might I add. Oh my god. But with that, night seems to be peaceful. You're just chilling out with each other. In
Awesome.
each other's company for the first time. Alone, with nobody else awake. Anything you guys want to talk about while you're here? While you have a look out?
Baron is patting his face with his new moisturizer. I don't know. It's quite hot here. You know, he's got to keep his skin good.
Yeah, Love will do that too.
he's doing a full 10 steps Korean skincare routine.
Yeah.
What's Rujudi up to?
She's praying because she seems actually a little bit nervous.
Okay.
It's too quiet. It's too just
Well, on that exact note, actually, you would notice
Uh-oh.
with your perceptions that it is a bit quiet. Earlier, when you were walking around, despite there being not very much wildlife around these parts and all that sort of stuff, you could still hear, just in the background, while it was sort of noise that you filtered out because you'd heard it just non-stop. You did hear the thundering kind of distant roars of the footsteps of all the golems walking around the island. It seems like now, while you're here, whether it's because you're just further away or for some other reason, you can barely hear anything. Occasionally you hear a few distant footsteps coming from the far north, where Jade's temple would be. There isn't really a whole lot of activity going around. Now, to be fair, you would also know, even from your perception checks and from your general intelligence as well, there just aren't many golems in this area as far as you saw earlier when you were preceding the island, so that could also be a factor there. But, for the most part, it's just a lot quieter here than any other place on the island so far as hearing the golems is concerned. And as the night passes, nothing much else happens on your night shift.
My night shift.
The barren sky now more than ever kind
Hey.
of gives you a sort of inner appreciation for the night sky, especially like maybe more so than you might have had before. Now comparing it to a night sky that has no stars in it, no moon, no ambient lights, no nothing, seems a lot stranger and a lot more false and a lot more trapping in a sense. And with those feelings of unease, your night watch comes to an end, and all of you can take a long rest. And I think, as far as we've gone, we're going to end it here and continue next time on Shiny Boys from the morning
bless.
onwards.
Thanks.
Good.
So take a long rest, and I think
Yeah.
that's pretty much where we're going to call it.
Yay! My cat didn't die.
wasn't gonna die. I wasn't gonna let it happen if I had
Yeah.
control over it.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah. Oof. Oof.
If it failed, it would have been just permadead, you know,
Yep.
Thomas.
I know.
So, fuck
This
you.
can happen.
Yep.
Time for your mum.
How does it feel,
to
Emma?
suffer.
Deep breaths.
Oh.
Process.
Yeah, no, it feels bad, but
This is how
also
we
it
felt
feels-
when you
yeah.
disintegrated Sarazo.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
Emma,
yeah,
Emma,
yeah.
That
Wait.
felt that felt pretty bad
Jade.
as well.
Jade,
Yeah.
if Chinese died
Uh-huh.
and we found a way to revive, we found the potion of revival, or we found all the parts.
Yep.
Would you choose to revive Dario or Tiny Fury?
Tiny Fury.
Oh,
Let me just put this out there.
Yeah.
It's definitely Tiny Fury. Just
Yeah.
It's always gonna be the cat, yeah.
Two
I
on
think
my
that-
team. 3 on my team.
I think Tamara would also be on your side there.
4 on my
He
team.
has a massive soft spot for pets. Core would know this very well, I think, as well.
I really want to write that fic of the first meeting, but I don't know if I have time. I don't even have time to finish my brand chapter. I'm like,
You,
You
gotta
can do
focus on what you gotta focus
I
on, okay?
believe in you.
mm.
But also, I will say that what Baron pointed out is actually or what Quiddy pointed out is in fact true. You do have now like one ingredient, I guess, that you could use in a reincarnation spell, and that sleeping statue apparently knows how to cast reincarnation. So those are 2 points of interest, maybe there,
I wanted to
in
find
case
Rudy's
one of you
mum.
dies, or I guess also if you want to reincarnate Dariel, there is that there. Keep in mind that I think for reincarnation to actually be effective, Dariel would need to be revived within 9 days
10
in-game time from now.
Yeah, 9 days.
I would say we have. I was gonna on mine. I had 8 days on my counter, so I will take the 9.
Yeah, it would have been.
9.
As of
It's
yeah,
9.
It's fine. We can do 9.
I just like to think the fact that we put out feelers to both Core and Drudy's parents that they're just frantically like, where are our children? Where
Yeah,
did they go?
about that. Sosma, we just got stuck in an alternate dimension.
Sosma.
yeah.
But
With some
also-
strange
See you later, just in an alternate dimension.
Please
Yeah.
do theorize in your own time, for my amusement.
Well,
on
also,
how on earth you got here.
like I feel like Drudy does have like she has an understanding of reincarnation, but not enough power to like cast it.
Yeah.
You
Is
need
also
to
an
stop
important
it from
factor.
someone else.
She can just spare the dying.
Yep. Also,
There.
for those for player knowledge, and I don't think a wizard can cast it. I think it needs to be a druid.
Has to be a druid.
Yeah. You could sap some of my druid energy. Maybe I'll just pass out.
Would a bard be able to do it with my additional magic secrets?
Bards can
Yes.
do resurrection, I think.
Yeah, but why would
If
I?
you're a
learn?
lore bard.
I am a
Bards and
lore bard.
clerics.
That's why I could like
So if-
cast the conjure animals and fireball.
Yeah. It's a good
That's
class.
also so cool.
Shit, who was it? Do you know though, either sorcerer or bard has lost counterspell on D&D Beyond. And I don't know if it's a
Check that.
I don't remember whether it was in my last game we realized it.
Cool.
We have a sorcerer and we have a bard in this. I'm gonna just say it. We were able to use it before for this campaign, so we're gonna use
Yeah,
it.
I mean it's
again.
like it's
But,
homebrew, so we
yeah.
can make our own stuff up.
Oh,
I
let's
think
go.
it might have just been a D&D Beyond thing because it just wasn't
Maybe it's
coming up.
Maybe.
On my own. It's always been a.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been a spell for sorcerers and.
Low key on my
Bard.
end, I pretty much every single time I incorporate any sort of monster, I always end up homebrewing stuff, like to tweak its stats a little bit.
Yeah.
Just if I want to use them again, because we had stone golems on for Hell Atoll, and we're technically having stone golems again now. So the stone golems on for Hell Atoll I already had like very massively custom stats for, and we have custom stats for these ones as well. So they are like
Yeah.
different enough that they're like they have different abilities and hit points and all that sort of stuff, rather than just having the same thing copy
I
over.
actually do have counterspell.
Oh, cool.
Like I can take it, but
Then it must have been the sorcerer who
Dang.
lost
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But I remember that.
Does that mean Cruel loses it in our the other campaign?
No, we also have
Oh.
it.
Cruel got
I
patched.
said,
Oh, not this update.
Ha!
Yeah.
Cruel got updated.
No,
So,
the
developers
I said
came
that, I'm just gonna keep it on as usual because I think that changing halfway
Yeah.
through, like it'd be like if they changed someone's like subclass, like something halfway through. Or
Yeah.
whatever, so
It'd be weird. I mean, it's like
Shall we stop the stream
stop the
now?
stream, yeah.
yeah.
Because
If you
they're
watch-
still listening to us chatting randomly.
Sure. I don't really mind
Yeah.
when people listen to our chats. I find it kind of like endearing to like. It's always nice to like when I watch some of the recordings. It's always nice to come back and like re-listen to these chats again sometimes. But regardless,
You have to sign off as a character, Thomas.
do I have to? I feel like I'm ripping off Emma. I
Yeah,
can't do
we're
that.
gonna implement.
You're,
No, that's getting out of it. That's just you getting out of doing it.
you're gonna be sugar.
Alright.
We're gonna make
Sugar? Sugar wasn't even in this game.
Yes.
Oh my god. Hey, if you watched on Twitch or YouTube, thank you very much for watching. We're gonna be back, I think, next 2 weeks from now, same time as usual. It's gonna be 7 p.m. Australia time. Whatever time zone that translates to in your time, it's gonna be in the description as well anyway. Thank you very much for watching.
Tomorrow will never love you.
Tomorrow will never love you! Oh my god. Wow, brutal. But
If you don't bring sugar as a PC, I'm gonna make you voice all kinds of random animals.
my
Don't
god.
make summon my giant wasp. Mm.
Yeah. If you hadn't followed already, be sure to do so because we're going to get notifications about those next streams. We're going to be back tomorrow, roughly the same time, a little bit earlier, for the Disappointment Crew, episode 72. So be sure to tune in for that. It's going to be on YouTube this session soon. And we're going to be back 2 weeks from now for the session again, and then more DC. And the week before that, which is the week from now, we're going to be back for more DC as well anyway. So
And what do you say?
keep that in mind. We're going to be back soon. Thank you very much for watching. Lots of love to all of you who make this possible.
Thank
Thank you very
you.
much.
Bye.
Bye.
Good shit.